Cause turn king in diamonds to dust. I tried to beat the house, but every hand was a bust. Another day ends, another begins. Another night sleeping on needles and pins. I keep rolling where the battle wind blows. I keep running, but the trouble follows. Ain't no telling where I'm gonna end up. This lucky penny's been nothing but bad luck.
Yep, so I'm not going to give you that long, guys. You've had 2 weeks to, but while I'm just getting things sorted, you guys can have a quick chat about what you want to do.
Yeah, this question didn't catch fire here at all. I mean, we can lie a little, we can lie a lot. Some people suggested a whole, you know, it was a beautiful diversity spectrum of lying.
Why don't we just tell them the truth?
Nah, that'll never work.
I mean, what are they going to do? Try to take our ship? And if they try to take our ship, we'll just shoot at them, and that will be fun.
You're playing with the power of human curiosity. They'll be so curious.
Yeah, well, we can tell them we're from the Imperium. If they know the Imperium has jump 10 drives, they're not highly motivated to fuck with us. That's just a thought. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but
yeah. So you're saying
it might be a lot simpler.
Potentially using a little bit of bluff of I'm the bigger bully sort of thing, or I'm the bigger threat.
Well, we don't even really have to bluff. We just kind of show up and say, "Oh, by the way, we're from the Imperium, and we got here with a jump 10 drive. And how you doing?" You know, it's kind of like, yeah. So be nice to us because we own guns. Anyway, I don't know. It's just thought. I'm open to suggestions. Really, if you had any sense, you probably would have taken Sergeant Lance and pushed him out the airlock long ago.
I'm just thinking, who's got battle dress? I keep on forgetting. Is it Devin Mantar?
Oh, yeah, I got battle dress. I think I'm probably gonna wind up guarding the engine while we're here.
Yeah,
just
well,
in case.
But it would send a definite message, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
does this experimental engine? I don't know if corporate guys think different from military, but is there like a switch on it somewhere that you can hit that will destroy the engine, keep it from falling into other hands? Or could we rig up a fake one that I can stand next to just in case they try to seize it?
You mean the self-destruct?
Yeah, basically.
you just turn it on, have it overload. I think that would be pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, it's just as a threat in case, you know, they say, hey, we're going to take your drive.
Well, so the alternatives are to lie. I mean, we could lie and say that we misjumped, which, okay. But, you know, that would entail changing the computers and doing that stuff. We could do that.
No, like, I was saying, like, we were testing a new engine, and we got stuck here.
Yeah, well, we just say it's, say we're working for the Imperium, and we're like the advance guard here, and there will be more ships coming.
I mean, we just kind of, it's like the Vikings showing up, and they've got their chainmail and helmets and big long swords and big steely axes, and they show up and they say, we're here to trade. What have you got? We got some good stuff on our boat. What you got?
So we're here to trade. It's sort of like telling a truth but not telling the whole truth.
Well, yeah. I mean, we just kind of say, you know, we're from the Imperium. We're we tell them the truth. We're coming back. We're trying to see who's here, who we can trade with, what's going on. And oh, by the way, we have jump temp drives and ships with lots of guns. But we really would like to trade with you guys and be amiable. And by the way, we're due home, before too long, and they'll send others. We don't show back up. So,
one question: were we bound by our contract not to say it was a jump drive like this or a hop drive?
well, that's a good question.
This is outlaw space.
Yeah, there was nothing that was never addressed. It's entirely up to you. The only thing that you were bound by was that you had to retrieve living subject matter to the corporation that hired you without anyone else's knowledge. That's the only thing you've got to keep hidden.
Right.
And so I guess from my standpoint, unless we have like a really good lie that they're going to buy, which I can't come up with one myself. I haven't thought too hard about it because I had like real life this past couple of weeks. But if we lie, it's just going to make them curious. If we tell them the truth, well, they're going to be curious, and we can just tell them, yeah, no, sorry, we're not going to give you that technology. We might trade for it, but we got to get permission for that. And so, if you're nice to us, we'll put in a good word. But we're not gonna fuck around. We're not gonna play that game. We can just leave, or we can bombard your planet, or we can trade, and we'd rather trade, or and talk.
Remember that we are in a weaker position because our ship's almost been fucking burnt.
Yeah.
Well, we're fuelless now.
Yep.
Yeah. Never. I don't know. It's too hard to keep track of mountains of lies. Give it the job.
Well, let's do that.
Okay.
That's just my thoughts.
That lie.
All right.
Yeah.
So the first question: why do you have an Imperium transponder on your ship?
Because we're from the Imperium.
No, we're scavengers now.
What? Okay. You're the captain.
No, they have Reaver transponders, and the audio signals.
Well, hold on. Does it state? Does the transponder say what year we got this?
It'll have all the official things on it that a normal transponder would have.
Yeah,
Shipyard construction, data construction. If lost, return to X.
Well, won't it have drive information on it and weaponry and stuff like that as well?
We'll have basic profile.
It's a registration. Yeah. We don't tell them what weapons we've got.
Well, I'm asking, does the transponder have all that information?
It would have a basic profile. This is a 200-ton
what year
defended merchant. Oh, it would be less than a year old. The ship. You could easily check that up. It's less than a year old.
Never mind. Now let's go back to the Viking traders.
Okay. So the question is, why do you have a captain, Tacoma? Why do you have a Imperium transporter on board your ship?
An Imperial transponder?
Transponder, sorry. Transporter.
I was about to say, man, this could be a lot easier.
Because we're working for the Imperium. They want information about the sector.
And well, then where did you jump from?
Far, far away.
It was Neon. Neon.
Yuan.
Are we giving that away?
Yeah, but like even jump two's like, whoa, what the fuck?
I checked the book.
How
This ship, without any extra drive in its current configuration, would have a max jump of 4, and that's if you had alhydride tanks attached in your first jump and you jumped and emptied out your tanks.
Can I get to the library?
Yep.
Tell me about 4370 Yuzhu.
Yishu, yeah. Let's run. Oh.
I'm more want to know about the government than anything, and population.
Yep, just trying to find it for you, matey. Okay. Population 8, government 2, law level 9.
Government 2, what's that? That corporation's 1, 2 is what?
2 is a company. Oh no, sorry. Participating democracy.
What was Tunis again?
Tuning, nothing. There's nothing there. Oh, sorry, tuning. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
The
one you're at. The one you're at. I beg your pardon.
What have we got? What was it?
Tunings is a 435. So population 4. 3 is a self-perpetuating oligarchy.
What about Hydra?
Hydra is 400. There apparently is no. There's people, but there's no government and there's no law level, and it's a very low tech level.
Alright. I tell them that we're from Hydra then, by way of New Gary. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you're gonna get someone to sort out your computer so that they can verify that.
Yeah, I guess that's me.
Okay. Give me a quick one roll, and you add your modifier to it, and I do a GM blind roll, so 1d6 each.
Do we have anyone to assist?
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't we?
Who's your computer?
Well, I'm the computer person, but I think Jerry's character has a computer.
Dave, can you have a check?
Recollection.
Yep, Dave's got control of Jerry's at the moment.
I have computers too.
Ah, Kevin. Okay.
Yeah, get Jerry to roll
two.
an assist. Give me at least a +1.
A computer.
Nope. Okay.
I want Jerry's character to do it because he's got +2.
David's thrown for him. So you don't have any time. So basically, you have to go with your 6 and hope that I didn't roll a 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they do their whole customs thing. They come back at you with a. Are you prepared to stick by that story about your jumps?
Yeah. Is there a problem?
There seems to be a discrepancy, yes, sir.
There must have been like something with the infection that we got. What was it called again? Fucking thingamabob.
I don't remember what it was called.
What did we call it?
The biomass that you brought with you.
Yeah, you must have done something.
In that case, we'll be treating your ship as infected. You'll be quarantined immediately. So, those spiders that has sort of been surrounding your ship don't move, but they don't arm themselves. But can you please, Sergeant Lance, give me a general 2d6 plus any high intelligence roll bonus?
Sergeant Lance's intelligence. How smart is Sergeant Lance? Sergeant Lance is a 7 intelligence. I don't think.
Okay, no bonus. Okay.
Now, does this have to do with the infection? Because it was the doctor that worked on the infection. Okay,
Yep.
and he
No,
is
No,
smart.
I think this is more of combat.
Mm-hmm. As far as I'm aware, Lance was in his turret.
Yes.
He hasn't changed that, so that's what I need the roll for.
Sorry, I'm.
That's okay.
2d6 plus 0. Boom. A 9.
Okay.
10 actually. You rolled twice.
On your internal channel,
sorry.
you can signal to the captain. They're not taking offensive action, but the fighters, from what you're seeing through your censoring information, they are setting themselves up. This is a fairly standard tactic. Should things start to unravel, they'll set themselves up to be in the best possible attack formation. You being one ship, them being 9, it's going to be much easier for them to actually do anything to you guys. But you notice that they've changed from their normal, their like horseshoe, to actual like more of a defensive slash, if needed to, switch into offensive stance around your ship. And
Right.
yep. So you can tell Tacoma that sort of thing, because you're sort of monitoring that, I would say.
I will tell Tacoma that.
Mm-hmm.
What weapons do we have again?
We have
ship
missiles
has
and lasers.
Missiles and lasers.
Well, those missiles wouldn't be nuclear, wouldn't it? Would they?
And nuclear, of course.
They would be ship-to-ship missiles.
Oh, so they're not nukes.
Probably not nukes for the scale of ship you're fighting, no. If you're on a warship, perhaps.
Alright.
But they are high yield. I can't remember exactly what their yield is, but Glenn, your character would know. I think it's a D6 or something, which is ships or something. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
And we're parked outside a station, aren't we?
Out of a, you are approximately 200 k's outside of a small station on the edge of the Tonine system.
Alright.
So you can definitely tell things are a little bit tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're compliant for now.
So you're told to, you're given some new coordinates. By the time you get to those new coordinates, there will be a care package placed that you, if you choose to, you can dock to, which is extra atmosphere, basically extra life support.
Alright.
Yeah. You're
Get the
quarantined,
doctors tested as well.
quarantined there for a week.
Yeah. Because we need it, because we dumped all our thing. Get the doctor to test it too.
Okay. Could, Glenn, do you want to give, I've forgotten his name. No, is it Dane?
Yep.
I think it's Dane.
Yep, Dane.
So
yeah.
it'll be
Give me just a
his,
second.
does he have electronics? Or sensors?
Dane, I don't think he.
If he has computer 1, I'm happy to use that as a computer 0.
Got computer 0. He's got.
No,
What did
won't use.
what did
Okay,
what did
so
you need him to do exactly?
basically
Because I
he
thought it was a
wanted
matter
to
of-
use the sensors to see what's inside the care package, I believe, and then use his
No,
medical information.
I wanted him to test the air and the food.
Ah,
Oh, yeah, I
and
was
your
about to
ship
say,
already. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Misread that.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
away you
We
go.
have
he's
to
got a
accept it
medic.
no matter what.
Yep.
He's got a medic 3. So let's roll some dices. You gonna give him a bonus for high intelligence?
Nope. He's dealt with us. He knows. Probably a
2d6
+1 because he's familiar with the whole thing. 12.
plus-
He's sure there's
yeah,
nothing on
wonderful.
board ship that's dangerous to you guys.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Let's just put it through.
Is that what you're telling the custom folk?
What do you mean?
Is that what you're saying?
What?
When you say put
I,
it, when you
I
say
think
put it
I think
through?
I think we're crosswise.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so
I'm not
Sid,
talking.
so
Mhm.
Sid, here's what I think is going on. They are giving us a care package, which I'm not sure
Yep.
what's in the care package.
Life support.
Okay, so life support, and so Steve thinks that you want me to check out the care package, but you wanted me to check out the on systems, what we have now, food and water and air, to make sure it's not contaminated.
No, I was talking about the care package.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
thought initially.
Okay.
So if I can get Will, please, to give me a sensor roll.
But I thought
And
we
then-
already picked it up.
No, I said if you pick it up. So you go
Oh,
to the
okay.
coordinates, and then if you decide to pick it up, but you can scan it before you do in case you're worried or anything.
Or we can just shoot it.
You could. Okay.
Eat your food. Don't
Will
shoot it.
sensor sweep is inconclusive. There's no obvious dangerous stuff, but he can't absolutely verify what's in the package.
Yeah, we've only got hours of air, so we're gonna have to accept it no matter what.
Okay. Well, no, you've got heaps in your cargo, don't you? The only
No, I
thing you
thought we
don't
had-
have is fuel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've got life support coming over Yin Yang. It's the fuel that you don't have. Every time you jump, you burn it
It's
all.
in a crate, right? It's not like
Yep.
as soon as it's in. Wait, hold on. What shape is it?
So if you're talking about the one they're talking about, it's just a square metallic box-like thing that you can send out an umbilical cord, which hooks up, and like any starport, it will feed in the air and feed in the rest of the life support. It will also take out any waste.
Yeah, you see, it's that last part that
Mhm.
gets me. We also don't need thing. Alright. We're about the same speed as those fighters. What are we?
You
We're
are-
G3, I think.
Yep, fighters tend to be G6. Yeah, they are fast little buggers. But then they don't have jump. But then neither
And
do
they
you at
don't
the
have a lot
moment.
of shields, but we're
No.
pretty weak.
Well, we're 200 tons, right?
Yep.
So I mean, we're not that great either. But
No.
yeah.
Alright, anyone got explosives?
I do not.
Probably me. Hang on. Let's see.
He has a lot of explosives. I don't know if he can use them because you normally just chuck grenades. I don't know
I
if
was
he has
talking about
demo.
the skills.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not sure about that. All I've got is heavy weapons.
Yeah, you need
That I don't
demo.
think counts.
Demo is what you're looking for. Demolitions.
Yeah, demo.
Let's see. I got demolitions 1.
Yep.
Lance.
Yeah,
Lance has
that's pretty
demolitions
much
1.
that picture. You got
Yeah, I
demolitions
can't.
one. Okay.
I can't
How-
tell what's inside. Looks suspicious.
How big is it? Like fairly sized?
It's a standard cargo pod.
No, we're gonna have to accept it because I think these guys will shoot us, but they could blow us
So
up at the same time.
Are you saying that there's demolitions in the cargo pod?
Impossible.
I'm not saying that at all.
No, I'm implying it.
Yep.
I'm really lost, Steve. When you said, yeah, that's what it looks like, what do you mean exactly?
What the picture that Pierre put in the Discord?
That's a joke.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I have the Discord turned off so that I can look at my characters.
Yeah.
So let's bring the crate in. I don't know.
You don't
for
have
as much...
to. You can just hook up your umbilical cords to it if you want. Somebody can go spacewalk and do that.
How do you feel about doing that?
I'm fine with it. I mean, let's get it. Let's do it and get it done.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to send someone else out there as well, like someone with mechanical skills or something.
All right, I got mechanical skills and I've got vac suit.
Yeah, just send Jerry's character out there.
Yeah, let's kill Jerry's character.
Yeah, he's got electronic. He can scan things.
Well, and I've got electronics as well. So I've got
then...
demolition. I've got demolitions also. I got 0G1.
You wouldn't have to have mechanics.
I have mechanics.
Oh shit! All we need is you then.
Go, Sergeant.
That's so sweet, Sid.
Go, Sergeant Teddy.
Sergeant Teddy with an E,
Okay.
not an I.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So Sergeant Lance Teddy Bear straps on his vac suit, attaches the teddy bear with the Velcro, and heads out with his toolkit.
Hooks up with the umbilical, floats out.
Do we have a grav vehicle by any chance on board?
Gosh.
I think we had some grav belts.
I think you guys bought grab belts. This ship does have one air raft.
Okay. If it's very far away, I'll just... It doesn't. Okay. Well, never mind.
It needs a gravity, large enough gravity well for it to use.
I know 100%. I've got a grav belt you can use.
Okay, that's fine. Well, yeah. I mean, it's the vacuum of space, so it'll be fine. I just thought it would be easier if I had a vehicle, but that's cool. I'll just grab the thing and I'll inspect it real quickly using my gnarly skill sets.
Inspecto sets. Okay.
Yes.
Which one are you looking at first? Demo, mech, or anything else? Scanning it. Electronics.
Yeah, I'm going to scan it with electronics.
Okay.
Get my dice again. Scan it with electronics. So I'm +1. Electronics, boom, and I roll a 6. So it doesn't look electrical to me.
Like Will, you're really, it's inconclusive whether it's good or bad.
Okay. I will.
All the readings suggest to you that it's just normal what it would appear to be, but that's it.
Well, we don't need it immediately, so we can store it and just forget about it.
Okay. Well, I will grab hold of it and we'll drag it towards the ship.
In terms of volume, how many man weeks of life support would it be?
One of those would sufficiently give you guys about 6 people a week's worth of life support each.
Okay.
Sorry, two. Normally 2 weeks. Sorry, yes, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But this pod is designed that it can also accept waste, so it's obviously cut in half. So it's carrying a week's worth of life support, and it has a week's worth of space for any waste. So you're taking it into the cargo bay, is that right?
I'm telling the captain that I am at the cargo bay door.
All right, we'll give it a thorough inspection. But keep it near like an airlock to throw it out.
Okay. Well,
this thing can go in and out through the cargo door. It's too big.
Yeah. I radio. Open the cargo bay door, Hal.
I'm sorry,
in the box. I'm sorry. It's a pretty big. How big is the box?
It's a standard cargo pod, which means it'd be about 2 meters tall by about 2 meters by 2 meters. I think they are.
Wow, it's a big box. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
A bit taller than most men.
Only slightly.
Okay, sounds good. Well, so I'll push it in, and can I put it in through the cargo, like the?
No, that's where we're putting it through, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
we
want
got to go
that's
through
cool.
the cargo door, right?
Yep.
Because it's not going to go through the standard airlock.
No.
Um,
I've taken it that I take it that you turn off all the grav plates in the cargo area so you can push it through. Suddenly you don't encounter gravity,
yes.
which will make life really difficult. Yep. Okay. You put it inside. Close up the cargo bay door.
Sounds good.
What do you want to do with it?
Inspect it.
I want to call the captain and tell him your thing's here now, and let him worry about
Okay.
I want to I want to survey this thing later, but maybe I need special gear or something, so it might take time. And I have a tremendous.
Yeah.
Hold
I have
on.
a tremendous
I asked
urge.
you to check it for explosives.
It was inconclusive when I tried it.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and it was inconclusive when I did it. Now I've got demolitions 1.
Yeah, so open it up and see if it's got explosives in it now.
All right, so I will pop her open and see what's what.
What?
Okay. Where you go? Woohoo.
Oh wait.
Yeah, no, he's doing
So
it.
I'm the
Hey,
slow-mo
2d6.
guy going no.
Yeah,
I was
but
told to do.
you're too cautious at times, so let's just fucking do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
7.
This just reminds me of a certain Cthulhu statue, and anyway.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's going to affect me personally. It's just a game.
Yep.
So.
Okay. You don't think you can see anything in there that's explosive-like?
Yeah, they're not gonna use explosives in the crate. It'd be more likely they'd poison the life support stuff to kill us all silently.
Okay.
Oh, he's a happy little camper, isn't he?
All right. Well, I tell the captain, I'm still here. Nothing blew up, and I don't see any demolitions in there.
Can you properly inspect the whole thing?
I don't know, Steve. Did I properly inspect the whole thing?
Well, you've popped it open so you can use your electronics again to see what you can see.
I tell the captain, hey, look, man. If you think I need a supervisor,
I thought you were part of the military.
Send one down. Send one down.
Send what
I
one
was
down?
a supervisor.
Yeah, all
I
right.
think I need supervision. I mean, because honestly, I'm not rolling for shit.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, I rolled a 7, so I mean,
go ahead,
I might
Weaver.
need some assistance. I mean, if we got another electronics guy, that would probably be really helpful.
All right,
So,
Weaver.
yeah.
Hey, Weaver, you're first, mate. Go help him
Yay,
out.
Weaver! So you're getting into your spacesuit, Weaver.
I thought we were all in our spacesuits.
Yeah.
Finally,
Just,
finally, some participation from management.
Yeah. Okay, so management walks into the.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you want to speak to the guys who are going to shoot us?
Okay, Weaver, you're there. What you doing?
All right, so what's your electronics, Weaver?
Pierre's character.
Oh, me? I think it's just a 1.
All right, do you want to assist me or shall I assist you?
It doesn't make any practical difference, does it?
Nope.
So, okay.
Well,
so
do you feel lucky? I mean, that's what it really boils down to.
I'll assist you because you open the thing
Well,
and now.
Here's the thing: I didn't find anything, so
Yeah.
why don't you do it, and I'll look over your shoulder and assist you. So whoa, God, how many times did I roll?
Damn.
You rolled twice, but you rolled 4 first.
I rolled a 4. Yeah.
Okay, rightio. So it's up to you, all on your shoulders there, Will. Make your roll. As you
All right,
cautiously
so no
look
help.
at this thing more.
Standard,
Yeah,
no
just
mod.
There you
Okay,
go.
getting better.
Okay, rightio. You have a look. To your understanding, everything's normal except for that one little thing.
That one
sorry,
little thing.
a little thing.
One little what?
Yeah. Have a closer look. Use electronics again, please, Weaver.
Okay,
Try
contact
to
normal.
identify what this thing is.
One little thing.
Nope, you have no idea. There's something
Oh
in this
my
thing
God.
that you're not sure about.
Can I try again?
Of course you can. Well, he can point it out to you. What are you using, demo or electronics? First,
I will use electronics.
Okay.
11. I know
Right.
I rolled good at some point.
Hang on. I'm going to whisper it to you, and you decide how you're going to convey things from that moment on.
Right now, I'm clueless. I'm like Chef in the Apocalypse Now movie, searching boats. We've got some rice, we got some air canisters, we got some. There's nothing in here, man. Nothing. What do you mean? There's something weird about it. There's nothing here. Just some junk stuff. Tech level 12. Rabid leathery egg pod. There's nothing here.
Just don't leave the boat, man. Never leave the boat.
That's right.
Okay, there you go, Glenn.
Oh, well, that's to be expected.
No, it's not to be expected.
I would have done it. I would have done that.
You found something?
I look at the first mate and I go. I put my finger up to my mouth and I point to the thing and I go. So can I tell? Can I tell what type it is?
It's a long-range deep scan.
Long-range deep scan. What does that mean exactly? I mean, I'm going to let everybody know what it is, but I'm just not going to say it out loud in case
No.
like a listening. It's not a listening device. Right?
Yeah. Well, long-range deep scan means that they can easily pick you up from their station where you are.
They can listen in on conversation.
They probably are going to be listening in. They're probably scanning the whole ship inside and out. They probably will have an infra reading on all the bodies on board by now.
Okay.
Infravision sort of heat pattern sort of thing. So
I will text the capitan, and let him know
on which channel.
I don't know. Don't I? Isn't there like a pad or something in the
Well, you could lie some more.
Where we can communicate non-verbally. I can like text him, like in the cargo hold, and there's like a pad somewhere to keep up with cargo and stuff like that.
You mean a written pad?
Well, no, like a computer pad that
sure.
interfaces with a computer.
Yep.
And maybe has some kind of internal comm link or something where I can text. Pen and paper, yeah. Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of text in Pig Latin or something. That we have a sensor device in our pod. Long range
deep scan
sensor.
So long range means that it would easily reach the station. Deep scan means it will scan. Deep scan means it'll go for like life readings. It'll go for composition of materials. It will go probably for electronic communications, and really depends on how deep. It could go into all sorts of things, other things like actual computer software and stuff.
Okay, so I will further text that I recommend just letting it be for the time being, because we don't really gain anything by throwing it out the airlock or jamming it or doing anything like that. They just want
Mhm.
to make sure that we're safe. They're being paranoid, and I can't really blame them for being paranoid. But
Well, yeah,
if we
they're
do
not the only ones.
if we do something sudden, there's a likelihood that they will take advantage of their position at this moment to, eliminate a potential threat.
Yeah,
we
I'm
don't have
tempted.
anything to hide.
I'm tempted to go all Orson Welles Mercury Theater on their ass and like make up a script of all kinds of bullshit, like we're the alien invaders or some shit like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that's a great plan.
humanity!
Hey, Rick, didn't those human skulls look crunchy when they appeared on the screen? Yes, Bob, they did. We will feast and we will reproduce massively.
I've got more
Love that.
peanut butter. I've got more peanut butter in the lab if we want to like put peanut
Excellent.
butter under our
Yeah.
eyes. And
That sounds good. So, did you receive that, Pierre, the Whisper?
Is it like on all channels?
It's on the Roll20 channel.
Okay.
Only whispering on the Roll20.
Oh, shoot. All right. Well, I'm going to immediately go into computer mode and figure out what that is about now. Oh, I've only got 0 computer, so computer 0 is not to sneeze at, but still, who's our best computer?
Tacoma's got 1. Is that right?
2.
I got 2.
Oh,
2?
2.
No.
So we got two good computer people.
Sorry, what is your character name again? Mantar?
Oh, Devin.
Devin. Oh, right. Okay. So I'm gonna text Devin that there's been an unauthorized connection to the computer systems. You got to check it out. We're being hacked.
Okay, so I'll look into that then.
Yeah, and Steve, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I didn't understand you get an alter. I don't know if you misspelled something there.
Alert, sorry. It's supposed to be an alert.
Alert. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So.
Okay. I'm just mindful of a certain patrol ship that got hacked and engaged its jump drives in the atmosphere. It's not nice when it's on the other side, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, we weren't even there.
I know.
That was fucking probably Jerry's idea.
it was actually my idea.
Yeah.
And it was an awesome fucking idea.
It was brilliant.
Well, guess what? They can't make us jump because we've got no fuel.
That's right. My God, what if they try to engage the engines though? What would that do? Anyway,
Probably blow us up.
Well, so yeah, at that point, I think we should probably say, no, you're not going to be sticking your fingers in our private parts today.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that.
Okay, so Devin, can you please give me a computer? Just tell me, how do you want to approach this? So like a full head on? Do you want to quietly come in on the side? How was your initial sort of entry into this whole computer space?
I think Devin is a very direct guy, so he's just coming straight at it. It's our computer, and they're trying to poke around in it, and that's not cool.
Okay, rightio. Give me a straight computer roll to start, battling in computer cyberspace, so to speak.
Are you gonna like put on those funky glasses and the weird gloves and start waving your hands around?
Yeah.
I'm jacked in.
That would be cool. That would be cool. So 80s.
Right. So I can actually finally do this now.
Cue the Wendy Carlos music.
Okay. Radio, Devin, can you give me another roll, please? He's your man. Okay, Devin. After you sort of put up your own quick hack of a firewall and several other defenses, they tried again to gain access into the system, your system has managed to defeat it. At the moment, what you can tell is that they're doing it in a very quiet, very slow, deliberate measure, so it's going to be hard to determine what path they're going to try next. So it's, in all likelihood, you're going to be looking for the long routes, not the straight through the front door, but the round the back, through the air filter, up through, through the whatever. So that's going to probably, in a minute or two, I'm going to ask you to actually put in another thing that starts monitoring all those sort of places.
Well, so that kind of qualifies as an attack.
Kind of does.
Yeah. So I think maybe at this point, I don't know. Tacoma, you may want to mention something to them about, y'all really need to get out of our computer. Otherwise, we're gonna see that as very unfriendly.
Don't they still have all their things on us?
Mm-hmm.
It might not even be them. I mean, a hacker hacks us. It could have hacked them too.
And this is all over text, right? We're not saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep,
I'm kind of.
To everybody else in the ship's gone very quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah, but it's a scan. Like, they're probably searching
Well,
our database.
I mean, the scan is kind of one thing, but hacking our computer is really kind of another. That's really impolite, in my.
Well, maybe I can fill the microphone in there in the crate with, nonsense like, saying, Tacoma, you emptied the coffee jar without starting a new paw. What the hell? I told you about that.
Okay, radio.
If we need to, we can probably use our electronic skill to create an ECM, and blow up, blast their sensor.
Mm-hmm.
But
get that ready. I'll call them up saying, "Hey, what's going on?"
All right, so
We haven't
Pierre,
heard from you in like something.
you and I are gonna build an ECM.
So, Sergeant Lance, you're starting to get rid of some sort of quick fire
EMP.
little EMP pulse device, one shot sort of thing.
All right, Pierre, you want to assist me, or shall I assist you?
While they're doing
I'll
that,
assist you
can I get
this
Devin,
time.
please, to give me another computer roll?
All right.
Ooh, there's
Devin,
a 10.
the program is, whatever is trying to get into your core is extremely cunning. It's got about 30 different connections through various subsystems, not quite back doors, but all your fire. I need you to give me another firewall roll, please.
All right.
Oh,
No,
your fire. Okay.
This is Unix.
No,
I know this.
you've cut them off. They can't get into the system unless I can get my next roll has got to actually meet yours, and I highly doubt it myself. If I can get a 14, then they can actually break it. But we'll see. No. You're sitting pretty in your own mind. You can sort of, if you want to text someone, say they're not getting through shit at the moment.
Yeah, they're a little 14-year-old with the Cheeto bag is not going to do it today.
Yeah, working on a ZX Spectrum versus your, I don't know, IBM Blue Thunder, whatever it's called, the Deep Thought thing. Yeah, no, not gonna happen
Yet.
But no, he can see at the moment. He's identified all their points of where they're trying to enter. He's blocking them all. He's mapping out all the other vulnerable points that he's aware of in the system.
Well, and there's also the anti-hijack program that runs. It occurs to me.
Yep, but it hasn't been put on because you guys.
Well, let's put that on.
All right. I thought we did. I thought that was like one of the standard programs we put on when we go to jump.
Yep, but if you remember in the earlier conversation, they asked you to stand down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Yep,
Well, I think now would be a good time to put the anti-hijack program in.
Yeah. And then I'll message him saying that looks like we're having a little bit of a computer problem.
Mm-hmm.
Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah,
Okay.
telling him that, like, yeah,
Okay.
trying to make it look like that, hey, we're having some computer problems here.
Yeah,
Rightio.
don't dance,
So-
dance
so-
that close.
Okay, so you get a alert in the cargo bay that says that there's an unidentifiable communication source on the cargo bay deck, which you're already aware of. But anyway, part of the handy hijack.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for their response.
Yeah.
Is it nothing?
They ask this problem.
Do you need any help?
Are you saying that your computer is malfunctioning, or it's putting you at risk or us at risk?
Well, that's to be determined. We're just checking it out now.
Okay. Radio, the cargo deck, guys. The alarms are going brup, 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 brup.
Oh, we turned the
Turn
alarm
thing
off.
Yep.
Yeah, we turned the damn thing off.
And okay, Will, can you please give me your electronic roll to support Sergeant Lance and his little mini EMP pulse generator that's going to be used once, but it'll be beautiful, hopefully.
No, wait.
They're not firing it, they're just building it.
No,
Electronics.
hold on. Like, because I just want to... I got some things. There's no real end game here anymore. We might as well just tell them.
Okay,
What do you mean?
I still want to build the ECM. But
Yeah. Do that. But it's like, all right, we're just spiraling to nowhere real fast. So we just tell them the truth.
Well,
okay, so Tacoma.
You want to create a situation though whereby it's dramatic. So you want to speak to their leader. I wouldn't just speak to a colonel. I would get somebody that has some authority. Tell them, look, dude. But that's just me. So, however you want to.
No, that's the thing. I was like, yeah, basically, yeah. Pull them. All right. I'll tell the truth, but I don't want to speak. The president, the leader, the head family. It's an oligarchy, right?
Well, the guy says, I represent them. You have this backwards and forwards. Eventually, you're not changing your stance at all, are you, Tacoma?
What do you mean by stance?
Saying I'm only going to speak to this person.
Yeah, and I'll only speak to them in person.
Okay, well, since we have a quarantine in place, even if we can't really do it in person, would a vid feed be sufficient?
No. The best I would hope for is that one of you come aboard. I got something to show you.
Okay, a representative will be selected.
No, I want the leader.
So you're asking you want the leader of our planetary system to come on board and already identified as quarantined, already identified
or a general.
But
not some stock standard. But not some stock standard representative.
Rightio. I'll send your request back to the central planet.
General, Admiral.
Mm-hmm. Takes about 3 hours before you get a reply.
Gomer Pyle. We get Gomer Pyle with a bunch of stars and bars.
Golly gee.
Well, golly gee, that's a hell of a drive you got there.
Yeah. What the shindig is that? Okay, rightio. Shazam! Shazam! And you're there. Anyway, you can rename it the Shazam Drive, and it would fit.
You can expect accents to go south after all this time and distance.
Go ahead and roll, Peter.
Very south. rightio. So, Pierre, I think Glenn's just waiting for you to give him a support role because he's busy wanting to build this little EMP pulse thing.
We were interrupted, but this is
Yeah,
my
no problem.
support role.
+1 there.
Right. Good.
+1.
Come on and roll, baby. How about a big 13? I think we can ECM the hell out of that thing.
Yeah, you've got a lovely looking little pencil size shaped device. It's with one really good localized EMP pulse. You put it right next to a computer and set it off, it's going to blow that computer to pieces. It's going to shake it all the way down to the rock age, the stone age.
All right. I'm very careful not to put it in my pocket because there's things there that I don't want to mess up.
Yep. Okay, so 3 hours later.
Also, I'll let them know that we know our ship's clean.
Okay.
Clean of what? The infection?
Yeah.
Well, that and they know it. We know that they know it too because they've got a deep scan.
Okay. There is a general on a ship coming out. He won't be out here for another. He gives you time that equates to roughly just under 2.5 days, which would be reasonable given the distance you are from the central planet.
That was an EMP thing you made, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They have. Yeah.
Can you do another one for a person size?
A person size EMP? What are you? How are you wanting to utilize it?
I want to destroy any electrical stuff this guy comes aboard with.
Oh, okay.
That you could probably fit. Oh no, you got to be careful on the life support. In the your dock. Okay.
Like maybe if it's a field or something like that he walks through and it's...
Yeah, EMP pulse. Basically, what he's done, because it's a pulse, it's like a sphere. So this pulse is set to like only about 3 inches from the point of the stick. So if you were to like get exactly in the middle of somebody and pulse it out, it would actually be 6 feet wide. It could touch some of your other equipment. That's the problem.
That's right.
But you could, you technically you could try to make some that are like a foot, send out a small pulse in a foot diameter and try to. Yeah.
Well, we don't need to zap them with it at the
Well, let me suggest this. I mean, let's. Why don't we create another one? Why don't we create another one like what we have now, and we just check the guy to see if he's got what sensors he's got on him. But I mean, honestly,
he's got a phone.
He's
I think it's Steve.
It's me. Don't worry, I'm not picking it up. Go.
He's going to have some kind of communication device on him because they're going to want to monitor him. They're not going to send this guy over. So I mean, that's kind of to be expected. I think I would let that pass. This deep scan thing is what makes me nervous. It makes me wonder if the deep scan thing is the source or the bridge for the hack. And so if they get squirrely with the hack, we can zap it and nip it in the bud. Nip it.
All right, yeah, all right. Yeah. Let's wait then.
Okay.
Whoever's got a gun, pick it up. We're gonna greet this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi there.
Hello.
We come in peace. We're with the Federation. We're with the Federation. We have these phasers that make you disappear. We come in peace.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to say is 2.5 days is more than enough for Teddy to be able to replicate another one of these devices. Okay. If you feel you need another one to come for you to hold or however you want to use it.
I will make 2. I'll make 2 more just in case.
Even if we don't use it, it could be useful if we survive.
Okay. Yep. No, that's all cool. I mean, they'd be great against robots. Just put it at the base of the head and go pop, and the whole thing's gone. Providing the sensors are in the head. Or the core. Okay, so 2.5 days, about half a day out, the guy starts talking to you about that the general is willing to meet you on what would be termed neutral ground, which means he'll have a ship. He'll do a spacewalk out to you, and someone from your ship can do a spacewalk out to him.
Sounds.
All right, who's done nothing this whole game and can go meet him?
Megan! Oh, God.
Hey, yeah, but does he have Vac Suit or Zero G? Oh, there you go.
Well, and you're the guy with the. Don't you have the high social
He's the lowest.
status?
He's the
Oh, you
lowest
got
at
the
the
low
same
social
time.
status. I thought we had somebody with a high social status in our group.
Yeah, I think it's Jerry.
Yeah. Jerry's a knight or something. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Why don't we let David play Jerry's character? Let's do it quick.
It'll be a bit
Well,
schizophrenic, but away we go. Okay.
well,
right.
the thing is if we let Jerry do it and he gets on, then we'll have to deal with what Jerry says to him.
Awesome.
And remember, Jerry is the one that shot Cthulhu in the face.
I
No,
know.
I shot Cthulhu in the face. He just agreed with me.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the two of you were like smoking crack together.
No, I think the two of them were going, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's see what
shoot
happens.
Cthulhu in the face. See what happens.
Yeah, that's alive. Anyway.
Hey, we survived, all right?
You did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barely.
What a shit
What are you talking about? Barely. Nothing got damaged. Oh, actually, no. Some things got damaged.
Actually, several things got damaged.
Several places.
We almost had a total party kill. We almost all suffocated in space.
No, you guys were all right. Remember, you were on the other ship. But let's get back to the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
2.5 days pass. A big, huge, beautiful, sleek military shuttle.
Wait, hold on, Steve. Can I keep chatting to them like just random stuff?
Yeah.
Just I'm basically making sure that they know I'm here, and I'm just gonna keep talking to them, like ordering, like these weird little things.
Like what?
Like like make sure the generals are disarmed and stuff like that.
Well, we won't have to worry about that. He'll have a military shuttle behind him to defend him if he needs to be defended.
Yeah. Well, and keep in mind
I'm
also,
sure that you'll defend your personnel.
It's just basically just me trying to keep in their air.
Yeah. Just agitating and pricking them with pins every now and then.
well, we don't want to say things like, "Wow, I really hate that Obama guy. Somebody should shoot him," or something like that over the air.
No, it's not aggressive, but it's like let them know, yeah, we're still talking to you.
Yep. Okay. So all that goes on. That's fine. The guy that you're talking to is almost exasperated to the point of wanting to resign by the time the guy arrives. All your little things that you've talked about, or the little demands. Sometimes perhaps they've been obvious demands and that sort of stuff. I don't know.
Or being North Korea,
yeah, all that sort of stuff. Rodman wasn't there, so you had to do whatever you had to do. But you've witnessed some very lovely females doing some lovely choreographed dances, and smiling and waving flags. Anyway, back to the story. Eventually, the general does arrive. He arrives in a big, huge, sleek military gig. As this thing, pulls into, like, have a parallel sort of station beside you, approximately, I don't know, 400 yards away. We'll switch to yards because it's always good to switch between meters and yards. If you want to, you can train your turrets on them. They don't seem to worry about that because they're training their turrets onto you.
No. Like, I'm not. I remind people that maybe there's some hidden faction that bugged us. It might not be the big chief here, anybody.
That's a pretty long stretch there.
Yeah, but you knows how I think.
There's 57,000 people here. There's 57,000 factions.
Yeah,
By the,
that sounds a lot like wishful
by the way,
thinking.
Weaver.
Yeah.
By the way, Weaver, you're first mate, so you got to meet him at the airlock.
Should he come on board ship? Okay, rightio.
Well, that's not the deal. They're doing a spacewalk to meet in space midway.
Yep.
No. Who's Jerry's character again? Is meeting him,
Samuel.
but you're at the airlock, and I want you to take him to the mess hole.
Rightio. So, Jerry gets out in his spacesuit. David, does Samuel take any weaponry? Because the general has been told to come unarmed.
I think that's a yes.
You are playing Jerry to the hilt. I like it. Always leave your options open until the absolute last minute.
Well, what does the captain say? Does the captain want to? I mean, presumably there's an agreement that we'll both go unarmed, right?
No, I only made the agreement for the general to be unarmed.
Okay. Well, so
okay.
He's got a gun.
He's got a laser.
If he's got a weapon skill, he tends to have that weapon.
Mm.
Yeah. So and there's laser carbines in the locker, I'm sure, and shit like that. Yeah, he goes out.
In his
he
butt.
goes out in zero
It's
G.
difficult getting it out in space, but okay. He's dedicated.
Yeah. He's gonna go out in zero G and knife the general.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully he hasn't holstered it in his butt because that would be difficult to get out. Okay, rightio. Yeah. So Samuel goes through the airlock, waves goodbye to Will, who's sort of double locking the door as he goes by. I'm not quite sure, but I imagine Will doing that, but I'm not sure.
Do you tear up, Will? Do you tear up a little bit?
Pierre? Oh, he's muted. And Samuel starts to proceed to drift, fly, whatever you want to call it, out to the rendezvous point with his extra wire on, and eventually he'll get to a point with they have those little air pistol shooter things that maneuver him in space sort of stuff, and yeah. The general sort of is there. The general's in a much more advanced sort of combat armor, vac suit. It's got it's got a few other things on it that he's never seen before on a combat suit, which is kind of weird. But anyway, what do you do before you say anything, Samuel, David? Yep. Okay, rightio. So the general says, so you're the captain of the ship? Yeah.
Oh, God.
He says, it's funny, your voice sounds different. Yeah. I'm just a communicator.
Yes, that is what you say. You say, I'm the guy who's sent to collect you.
Rightio.
Oh,
So,
God.
okay, he says, so you're going to tell me the truth. What's the truth? The general goes, what? What are you saying?
Hey, can we hear this?
Yes, you can.
Samuel, what
Abort.
the hell are you doing? Just get him on board.
Oh, I think the idea was to meet out in space and not for him not to come on board. Are we going to kidnap him?
No, that's what we said. We said he has to come on board.
That's not what they wanted. That's not what they agreed to.
I thought that's what they. No, that was what. I thought
Okay,
that's what they agreed
I'm
to.
here face to face with you. Let's talk.
Yeah, I don't think that's what Steve intended. But
No, he's met you in space. That's as close as face to face as he's going to come to at the moment, unless you can find some way without increasing the.
So what do you want Jerry's character to tell him, Tacoma?
No, I wanted him on board.
Okay, well.
But where you go, you got your orders. The general looks really, you can see him through his faceplate. He's got this really odd juxtaposition of face. Like, one's like, what the hell? And the other one's like, I'm super pissed off right now.
Can I get on loudspeakers?
Just before we do that, he sort of touches something on his helmet, and Samuel, you can see his mouth moving, but he's cut you off comms, and he turns it back on, and he says, sure, I'll come on board, but I'm not getting out of my suit.
Good enough. Get him on board.
That's fair.
Rightio, so he cuts himself off the umbilical cord or whatever, and then he fires up a small jetpack on the back of his combat suit. That's one of the things that's on his combat suit that isn't on yours. It seems to be integrated in it.
You feel really inadequate.
You feel like, oh my god.
It's a tech level 12, or it was a tech level 12 place in the old days.
Yep. Okay, so
Okay.
he comes over. Will, looks like you're gonna have to be unlocking all those locks in the airlock.
Okay, so it's like a Brooklyn apartment. I gotta unlock the chain,
Pretty
the
much.
the little foot restraint, the little pole that leans against the door.
Yeah.
Unlock. Cycle.
Rat bodies, of course, rat bodies, not humans. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
So you cycle it through. They come in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. So they come in, and is the captain going to be down there to meet?
No, I asked Weaver to bring him to the mess hall.
Oh, to the mess hall. Okay.
Right.
So are we all going to be in the mess hall, or just
No,
you?
just Weaver and Samuels. They want.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I got Steward 0. You want me to cook up some cheese, eggs, and
no. You know what?
Beans.
I just want Weaver in there.
Okay. Looks like management's taking back over again there, Sergeant Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want it empty.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. So
Okay.
So there he is.
All right. Am I asking the general to follow me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just see him shake his head. He says, what kind of cowboy outfit is this? Okay, and he follows you.
Weaver, are you wearing your cowboy outfit again?
It's not my ethnicity or whatever, you know. So.
Yep. He's got his chaps on.
It's not Fantasy Fridays.
And you can hear his what do they call
Yeah.
them? Not the stirrups, the
Spurs.
Yeah.
Spurs.
Spurs.
It's not
Spurs.
wild. It's
He's got
not
his
Wild
Spurs
West
on it.
Wednesdays. Not Wild West
Wild West
Wednesdays.
Wed-
No, I'm not wearing that
No.
stuff.
Okay. Okay. That would have been fun. Okay. So, you enter the mess hall. Tacoma, what sort of attire are you wearing?
Standard clothes, but I'm making him wait a while.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know, maybe until like he's. Yeah, I want him to wait a while.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure I
Probably like
secure
an
my
hour
vac.
or so.
I make sure I secure my vac suit and get in the turret.
Right. He's expecting the inevitable. Okay, right here. After a while of waiting, and the general's starting to sort of pressure Will about when is he going to be seeing the captain.
This is ridiculous.
It is.
Yep.
I'm texting the captain, hey, come on.
Just, yep.
I'm gonna slowly wait 10 minutes and then proceed to slowly
10
walk
minutes?
Okay.
through the car.
Just check the odd, bulkhead and just,
Yeah,
the odd
just like,
pipe, just make sure it's there.
I need to speak about Rogers about the
Yeah.
lights.
No, the shade's just not quite right. It's not giving me the
Yeah.
best skin shuttle shade thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, you can see properly, but you might be able to see too much.
Right. You want it a bit darker. But not
If you
so
wait,
dark.
yeah, if you wait too long, Will Weaver will be saying to the general, and if you put the poinsettias next to the zinnias, it balances it out, and you use a bed of nightlight moss on the bottom, and
Yeah, the general is he's pacing the room now by the time you get the Tacoma. And he's given up
I'm
trying to talk to Will.
I'm not going to acknowledge him. I'm just going into a cupboard, getting out a whiskey and a glass.
He just looks at you. His mouth sort of starts to get open a bit.
but wait, I'm getting to the good part. You get crocuses, and you put them on the side.
He just turns to Will and says, "Will you shut up about your goddamn plan? Where is your captain?"
That would be me, General. You what? Follow me. And I just have like the bottle and the glass as I'm
Right.
slowly drinking it.
Right. He says, "What sort of goddamn cowboy show are you running here? It's a bloody rodeo."
I'm just gonna let him run his mouth. We go to the engine room.
Right. Sorry, just read Lance's message in there, wrong 20. You don't get an answer, unfortunately. Okay, radio. Right, you get to the engine room.
Yeah, this is how we got here, General. We were able to leap. What is it called? Leap space? Hop space.
So Shazam drive.
What do you mean, hop space?
I mean, we can go further than.
We called it the hop drive, didn't we?
Oh, it's called the Shazam drive now.
The Shazam! Shazam!
Well, we call it the Shazam engine. It allows us to travel
Yeah.
further than we thought possible.
How much further?
Very further. Well, like you said, we are part of the Imperium. I'm sure you're aware of that.
So you came straight from the Imperium?
Correct.
Holy shit.
Now,
with a lot more interest.
Now, General, I hope you understand this is why we were so secretive about things.
I can understand. You can already see his mind ticking over. How the hell can I get my hands on them?
Yeah, that's exactly why we're so hold
Yeah,
off
yeah.
about
We know
telling
you're
people.
Machiavellian.
What we have here, we're also on a secondary mission as well, not only to test the Shazam engine, but we're also in search of the missing scouts.
Missing scouts?
Mm-hmm.
What missing scouts?
Are you telling me there are no? Are you telling me you have scouts here?
Well, yeah, but they're in the Colonial Army.
Excuse me?
Well, unlike the Imperium Scouts, all Scouts are basically a member of the Colonial Army, the Colonial Army that helped colonize this whole sector. And in times of war, they're recalled to join the Colonial Army.
Oh, good. Well, then that's good, because they seem to have disappeared from the entire sector into this one area. Now that that mystery is gone,
Mm-hmm.
now, is there anything else you'd like to know, General?
Who's your superior?
Admiral Pyle.
Yeah. Yeah. Admiral Pyle.
Admiral Pyle. I've never heard of the man.
Well,
obviously,
when
we've
was
been
the
out of
last
touch
time you
for a
were
long
in the
time.
Imperium? I've
Yeah.
never heard of the Colonial Fleet.
Army, colonial army.
Army.
Yeah.
He has a commander, but no superior.
Yeah. Admiral Piles. That's even worse. Okay. Well, he says so. This is a military vessel.
More of an explorer. More of a exploration ship.
Exploration.
Exploration. Is that some new technical term from the Imperium? Exploration ship. Yeah. So
It's an
Well,
exploration
it's from
with a Shazam drive that's commanded by Admiral
we-
Pyle.
it's a side effect of the Shazam drive.
yeah.
Enough exposure, you guys are going to be spelling nothing but gibberish.
Our captain really puts the shiz in Shazam.
Awesome. Okay, so he says so exploration for the military or what? Business or what?
Oh. Well, basically the sector.
So
We've
you
had some
represent
problems.
the Imperium officials.
Yeah.
Right. Okay then. Well, this could change things.
There is one little bit that we're not telling you.
Just one, he says?
Yeah. It's about the what was it? The biomass.
Biomass?
Yes, apparently there's been is there like a tablet? Have we got pictures of the
Yeah.
creatures?
Yep.
Of the aliens?
Mm-hmm. Okay. He says, oh, you mean the chimeras?
You've met them?
We're at war with them, son.
Yes, we were also sent out here to investigate them as well.
Well, you don't need to investigate. What we need is help to drive them back, to eliminate, to destroy them, to obliterate them.
Well, we'd like to help with that.
Good.
I think we've finally found a common ground.
Good, he says.
But we're also of to believe that the biomass that we had might have something to do with them.
The biomass that you had, what do you mean had?
Well, you know, our ship was on
Yes.
our ship.
Yeah. Well, you said you jump. My intelligence tells me that you jumped from Hydra, and from Hydra from New Ganymede to Hydra, which I don't believe.
Well, obviously, because we can jump way further than that.
So where did you jump from? What was your last?
Neonin.
Neon.
Yeah, that's it.
Neon.
Oh, how do we pronounce that planet name?
Neon.
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 As in Ioun Stone. Neon. Okay. He says Neon. That's more than a couple of jumps away.
Well, for you.
On this little ship, you jump from there.
Like I said, we know how to travel further than ever thought.
Right. Well, with one of those ships, we could jump right into the center of the bastards and wipe them out from the inside out.
I doubt you'd be able to do that with this ship.
Well, you have great drives. We have some interesting weaponry.
Well, maybe.
Mm.
Well, how much information have they got?
Well, the general says he can't tell you too much more than public knowledge right now. But If you're prepared to, he's happy to take you to probably get. Does this ship require special fuel or anything?
I asked Samuels, or yeah, he's our engineer.
Yep. He says just standard refined star fuel is fine. Yep. Okay. Well, he says, well, if you jump from Yoon, you'll probably be able to jump to where our headquarters is, and if you're willing to share more information, perhaps our Grand Admiral would be willing to share information with you, especially if you're representing the Imperium.
Well, we don't have that much information about this sector.
It's not about the sector that he'd be interested in, but any information would be good.
I'm afraid we can't give you that much information about the engine either.
Well, they want to be able to deconstruct the engine.
Yeah.
Well, he says, would you be willing to meet with the Grand Admiral?
Where?
The Grand Admiral is stationary on one planet.
Which planet?
I can't give you that information, but I can give you the coordinates. It's if you said you can jump from Yoon in one jump, you can definitely get there within one jump. And you can talk to the Grand Admiral and see if you two can come to some sort of arrangement that's acceptable to both parties.
Okay, give us a day to consider it.
Certainly.
But I trust that we ain't going to get fired upon.
Well, don't make any silly moves and you probably won't know. I'll order the fighters back a little bit if that makes you feel a bit more calmer.
Mm-hmm.
Right up. So he orders them to go back back to about like 3,000 clicks. They're there, but they're sort of not visible. Whereas before they're like breathing down your neck. He says, well, I'll take my leave. I'll be waiting on board the station. You tell me what you decide to do.
Right, so yeah, they're all off. Also,
Yep.
I asked them maybe you should stop attacking our computers.
He just smiles. He says, oh, well, we're at war. We've got to make sure what we're doing here is safe for us. If we can get any leverage to help us win that war, we'll do what we can. You'd do the same, wouldn't you?
Correct, but
Yeah.
we're not enemies.
Yeah, but we're not allies yet, are we?
Yes, but it'd be a good show of faith if you'd stop
Right.
attacking our computers.
So he just reaches into his glove and then he just taps something on his hand, like curling his fingers into the middle of the thing.
And we'll promise not to let you listen in.
He says, don't worry, the sensor's been shut down. You can remove if you want to.
Yeah, I'll grab the sensor and go to the airlock and wait for him at the airlock.
Right. Rightio, can you give me a 2d6 plus, there's no adjustment for your intelligence. 2d6 please, Sergeant Defiance.
Any adjustment for engineering or I'm not engineering, electronics.
Not really, no. No, the city doesn't cover that yet.
A big 7.
Well, he's got this general. You sort of expect generals to have slightly fancier equipment, but this general's got, bling out of the wazoo on his suit. There's stuff there you don't even recognize. What could it possibly do?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I greet him at the airlock and say, I'm assuming you probably want this back.
He says, "Thank you."
Well, no worries. And thanks for the care package too. We really appreciated it. And Yeah, so I'm glad this worked out.
And with that, he just sort of just grunts and then goes through the cycle.
Okay.
And then you can see him like when he flies off. Although he has main propulsion through some very small thrusters on the back of his suit, you can actually see that built into his boots. He's got some attitudinal adjustments, so he can actually properly fly in his suit, in his combat suit. You've sort of only seen that sort of capability in a juiced up battle dress.
Saying he's general.
It's much, much more cumbersome in the Imperium battle dress.
Okay, cool. I inform the captain.
Mm-hmm. Rightio, guys. So if Sergeant Lance is going to go back to his observation thing, he will detect that the fighters do actually withdraw to 3,000 clicks. They're not breathing down your neck so much. His gig flies off. You can see that it's obviously tacking into the station.
Yeah.
And
We might need to prepare
yeah.
a remote system override of the engines. As you know, not override.
Destruct.
Yeah.
Well, that'll make Samuels cry, but you know.
Just as something ready.
Yep. He says probably what he'd do is he would want someone to attach. He knows the vulnerable points of the engine as far as he can work out, and you just need to attach some explosives there. Wouldn't need much. It would be by the time you worked out what it was, it would probably overload and explode. Yes.
Yeah. Want a total destruction of the thing if we need to.
Yeah.
Because right now that's the only thing keeping us alive.
Yep. Okay, so it's going to be Sergeant Lance with his demo to plant it once Samuels tells him exactly where and how much. And it would be like a placed, what they call it, a forced charge, whatever, you know, it goes a direction. You force them to a direction. I can't remember what they call that part anyway.
I think.
Sorry?
I think seriously about just getting some silly putty from my locker and just telling everybody that it's explosives. Think about that for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figured, fuck it. I'll just use regular explosives.
Okay. And Lance is suggesting that a sensor sweep of the ship be made. So it'll be Will?
Yeah, and then we're going to have to meet up in...
Sorry, you cut off it up in something. Sid?
By the way, I don't think...
Your fan, you got a fan turned on. It's interfering with your...
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Sorry,
I was saying,
want to meet?
By the way, Pierre's not here, so he can't make that roll. But
oh, okay.
We'll probably all meet in the mess hall, see if what we want to do.
Okay. So he's got a +1, I think. So do you want to roll it for him?
9, if that's
9?
what the roll was.
No, that's his demolitions roll.
That's for demolitions.
Demolition roll. All right, let me roll.
So he gets a +1 for his skill.
What happened to Pierre?
He's just gone away for a moment.
Oh.
7.
Okay.
Will.
He reports that there's nothing, but don't forget you always use Samuel as a backup because he's got a +1 as well.
No, let's say it'll be fine, but then.
Yeah.
Next thing you know.
Okay, you're in the mess hall.
Do we know if Jerry's going to show up?
He said if he is, it's probably the second half. Is that right, David? Yep.
No, okay.
If it's going to happen, it's going to be in the next hour.
Yeah, no. Well, we need to talk about what we're going to do next.
Yep. Well, he knows he's out, so you guys have got to make that call. So.
Well, so I think the way, if it were me, I would talk the general into joining us on our ship as the person who can tell us where to go, and also as kind of a hostage. I mean, we've definitely piqued their interest. I mean, if they really and truly are fighting these big bad guys, I'm really kind of okay giving them the drive, or not giving them the drive, but letting them, you know, scan it and research it and all the rest of that stuff. I think I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah, that's the question I wanted to ask. Like, are we fine ditching the company we're working for to join up with these guys?
Well, I don't know that we need to ditch the company. I don't know that we need to tell the company that we necessarily let them scan our drives. I think we could pretend that, oh gosh, gosh darn, gee, golly geez, they scanned us and we just didn't realize it.
The problem
You know,
is that I think they want a little bit more than just scan.
well, we can't do that because
Yeah,
you know we need the ship. But honestly, if they're high tech enough to have, you know, big giant vac suit or big giant battle dress that flies all over creation and all this other gobbledygook, all they really need is a little bit of a head start, and they should be able to figure it out. And so we ought to be able to make a pretty equitable exchange in terms of, you know, engineering specifications and technology, without having to exchange the actual goods. They're going to have a wealth of information from a strategic standpoint, and you know we've got some information that we could pass to them feasibly. We don't really know. I mean, they're obviously competent at what they're doing. Are they vile Nazis, or are they just, you know, mild Nazis?
I think they're the scouts.
Yeah. So I mean, if they're the scouts, then you know they're kind of like, I don't know. It reminds me of you know, the Rangers of Middle Earth. They're kind of the leftovers of what was, you know, a great and wonderful group of people that are kind of all shaggy and craggy and paranoid and somewhat difficult to get along with at times because they've seen too much. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad relationship. I mean, we just need to be careful that we don't come out of this on the shit end of the stick, because they're probably going to be kind of serious about wanting to get what we have. Um, and I think we need to be kind of serious about saying, you know, we can help you, but we're not gonna give you we're not gonna give you our ship. It's not gonna happen. We can't do that. We don't work for you. So
I may have missed a small bit here, but when if we jump to the place where the big admiral is, they're going to have much more population, much more military infrastructure. They might just take our ship.
well,
Yeah,
that's why
I've asked.
that's why we put the explosives on it, so we can blow it and everybody around it up.
Uh-huh. The EMP, I'm missing tiny bits of what you're saying, Glenn.
Oh, we just put
CMPs.
explosives on the drive.
Oh, okay.
And it's not an EMP; it's a legitimate boom.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a large
Ho- ho-
thermonuclear event that will
Yeah,
create.
or like something with not napalm to just evaporate the metal.
Well, and if the drive goes out, if the drive goes kaboom, if we're on a planet, it will leave a very large dirty hole. Ooh, that sounded nasty.
Yeah. Also, I'm locking out the bridge. Like we're locking things down.
Right. So what are you wanting to lock?
Bridge controls.
Yep.
Computer.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically anything about the engine.
Right. So the engineering section. So Devon's already, I think, provided the ship with some extra defensive capability with his
Right, so
computer.
And we're gonna limit access too. So I'll probably have access to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Will's probably only going to get access to bridge, Samuel to engine, and Devon the computers.
Rightio. And where do you want? Where do you want
guns
to place?
Don't really need to lock.
Okay. Where do you want Devon? Well, I mean, you want the others to fulfill their roles, like on turrets and things. Yep. Where do you want Devon in the battle suit that you guys have got, if anywhere? Or do you want to hold that quietly in place in case you need
Probably
to
next
surprise
was
him with
gunner spot. He's one of the gunners, isn't he?
Devon.
Yeah.
Devon is a missile guy, typically, but he did make the joke that perhaps he's going to be out standing in front of the engine bay.
Actually, I think Devon's the laser guy, but
laser guy. Yeah.
Yeah, lasers.
Yeah, no, but we need him.
Missile guy.
Yeah, we need him on the gunners.
Okay, cool. Just in case. Okay. So you're sort of holding the battle dress as a bit of a surprise in case you need it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe have it hidden under the bridge so that he can just get into it and pop out of the panels.
A bit difficult, but okay. No, that's all cool.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, basically in some close proximity to him so he can get into it ASAP. Sweet as.
Sounds good.
Okay, so after the day, what have you guys decided? Is there anyone who's saying anything nay against it or anything?
I say we go for it, personally.
But you
Sounds
mean
fine to me.
The visit to the Admiral?
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
I mean, they're fighting. They're fighting the bad guys. It sounds like they're the remnants of the scouts that were in this area. I think they're just badasses and they're not to be toyed with, which is probably also a good thing. So we're kind of fundamentally, silly mercenaries that don't really deserve a whole lot of respect to begin with, but here we are in this fancy big ass ship. Certainly, first contact was a little rocky, but I think if we let them know that, yeah, you don't really need to fuck with the ship, otherwise we'll just all commit suicide and it'll be bad for everyone.
Yep. We'll say we're ready to go to the Grand Admiral. However, we'd like to see this have the same general show us the way.
Rightio. He says, when do you wish to leave? How long did it take to, how do you wish to refuel your ship?
ASAP. No point in waiting.
Rightio.
And we're at a war, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. We are at a war, yes. Well, he suggests then that he's been on a ship. He understands that you'd have space for one more person, so he puts his hand up to be that person. So that way you don't feel like more people than necessarily need to know your secrets. He also is a good representative to have a liaison between you and the Grand Admiral. And he says, of course, you could always use me as a hostage if you feel necessary.
Not gonna lie, it would help.
He smiles. He says, well, perhaps when you refuel on board the ship, that's when I can transport over.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Rightio. You can hear him give the all clear to the customs official, allowing you to approach the ship to basically hook up, gain whatever you need. Of course, you don't need, well, Yep, you could fill up on life support if you want to, or you could use your own. It's up to you, but you can fill up with fuel stuff. You still have the problem with the plate. It's temporarily on. It'll hold, but every entry into airspace, into atmosphere, runs the risk of the plate coming off. It's a jury rig thing.
Yeah, I'll inform
Well-
hey, are we going into atmosphere?
You will be.
We may need some...
Is it something that we can fix, or is it something we have to have a...
No, you can fix it. You just need the right time and gear.
how much time will it take?
Yeah, can we request that time and gear
Sure.
to get our
So the
whole
gear's
touch?
easy. Now it's up to who's the people with mech. I know Samuel's is one. Who was the other person? There was two of you.
I've got Mech 1.
Yep.
Lance has Mech 1.
Yeah, I think those were the only two.
Okay, rightio. So Dave.
Unless Nagan's got something.
Yeah, Negan. Do you have mech?
Will Weaver has mechanical.
Okay, so who has got the highest mech? So we've got one mech. What's Samuel's and Will's got one. What's Samuel's got? Okay, well, and we know that every one of you has vac suits, so all of you are totally fine to be in there. So okay, the three of you, it'll cut down some time. So two of you. So let's say Samuel's is the lead. So the two of you, other two, give him a support role. And I'll use one as a bonus and one as a bonus to cut down time.
Pierre is the first mate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he'll be the one that's in charge, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, in charge, yeah.
No, he's the
Samuel's
manager.
will be the one that'll be in charge of the actual repair.
Right. So he should probably roll to assist, I would think.
Okay, so you're rolling for the time. Okay, that's what I just need to know who's going to roll for which. So, okay, Will, if you want to roll your mech for supporting Samuel rather.
Right. An assist. I made up these buttons.
Yep.
Now you just have to find them.
Nice. Okay, so Samuel gets a +1, and see if you can help them take the time down normally needed. So at once.
All right.
Yep. No. That's a pity, but that's okay.
That's
double
crummy.
ones
I can't
plus
build
one.
on that.
You've actually added time, so life's shit sometimes.
I thought we were
isn't it?
getting Samuel to it because he's the engineer.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't come
What?
on
No,
the job.
I thought you wanted me to take these plates off so we could replace them with the good plates.
Whatever, he says, whatever. So,
Oh man.
okay, the job is going to take, and the job normally takes 8 hours. It's taking 9, and he's added some time onto it. So, Samuel, you get a +1 on your roll, plus your 1 for your level. Nice. Okay. Samuel is quite happy that everything is A-OK. He'll go in, basically open up the sliding things in the fuel that were cut off when you had the first explosion to save the fuel. He opens them up again so that they're open to refill. He'll be watching that as the ship gets refilled to make sure nothing pops off or leaks or anything. So you fill up. Samuel, can you give me another 2d6 plus 1 roll? Yours was a 6. Okay, cool. Far as you can tell, everything is nominal. So no apparent leak. You're reading fuel tanks are completely full. Power plant tank is completely full. Jump drive tank is completely full. You are all ready to go. He just looks over to the drives and just has the explosives already been placed on the hop drive. hasn't it?
Yeah,
It has. You rolled to do that, so that's there. Okay, so who has the
I can
actual
take it off if we need to.
ignition device? No, who has the? No, he doesn't need to. Who has the ignition device? The
For
captain.
what?
The captain does.
Blowing up the ship.
Oh yeah, I would with my code
Okay.
and only
Okay.
my code.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Rightio. So it's a coded, it's not a push button thing, which is good because it's
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, rightio. The Shazam drive.
You sat on it.
Okay, Shazam.
Yeah,
Right,
so we paint Shazam on the back of the ship.
Yeah, that's why it took so long. You did it so that Dane would have enough time to paint Shazam on the back of the ship.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, you're leaving, and the guy.
Is that the name of our ship now?
No,
I just put it.
you don't even know it's
I just
there.
put it on the.
Put it
Put it
on.
on the engine module.
Yeah. He just painted it on.
And a big lightning bolt like
Yeah.
from the Saturday TV show with
Yeah.
what was that? Yeah, Shazam.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the custom guy suddenly sees this customization and sort of doesn't quite know the reference, but anyway. Okay, just flying out. You are aware that the general says that you will be escorted out to your jump point by some fighters around about 8K behind you, around you. And basically that's not an issue at all. So there's no encounter going out, because if there was, the fighters would take care of it for you. It's now the roll. Well, he feeds in before you jump. He feeds in the information that's required for the jump.
Before we jump, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
And I'll just ask the general. He mentions that we're the fighter escort. Is there a possibility of some extracurricular encounter on the way out to the jump point? Is that
we're at war? We don't know.
Okay, so they actually get this far in, right?
We don't know at the moment. I'm not wanting to jinx it, but haven't yet. But who knows? The tricky
Okay,
bastard.
I just wanted to check, and I go immediately and put my vac suit on and go up to the turret.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, we might have to put battle stations.
Mm-hmm. Well, the general will talk to you and says where we're going. I highly doubt that they'll be there.
It'll take us a while to get to the jump point, right?
Yeah.
I thought this is mainly for here.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, rightio. You finally get to the jump point after a day or two. And he feeds in the information. So quickly, Will, if you want to see if you can gather any information by trying to secretly look over his shoulder, so to speak, give me a nav roll.
So it's not dependent on stealth or anything. It's my nav roll. Okay.
Yep, you're just trying to be nonchalant and just trying to see if you can catch the coordinates and all that sort of stuff. Okay, rightio. You have the details. You won't be able to find out right away without. In jump, you'll be able to work out roughly on your old maps where you're going. Okay.
All right. I'll take the time.
Yes, it would
to
be
do
an awesome time to miss jump. Okay, rightio, Tacoma. 2d6, please. 12.
Don't roll 12.
Nah, you're fine. Boom. Right.
Kind of hoping it would.
Yeah.
I know that would be fun.
Yeah, this adventure continues.
Oops. Oops. Did we mention that it's an experimental drive? We did say that, right?
It doesn't jump 1d6 times 1d6 distance. That'd be 1d6 times 1d6 times 10.
We could end up in a different galaxy.
Technically, you might. Yeah.
Back to Andromeda.
Yeah.
It would be like that Star Trek episode where they leave the galaxy and there's that kind of that hazy mauve colored wall.
The barrier.
The barrier. Yeah.
Right.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in jump space, I take it you're just doing your normal everyday stuff, except for Will, who has to work out Give me another nav roll.
Carry the 1 and
Yeah. Okay.
what does that mean then?
That
I
doesn't
don't have
mean
a
much.
clue.
Okay, radio. What we'll do is, because you're still not quite sure, we're going to do it the 1d6 plus your skill, and I'm rolling 1d6. That way it's still a bit of a mystery.
Okay, I've hidden the skill's only 1, so roll 1d6 plus 1.
4. Okay, so if we focus our attention, just move the map a little bit. If we focus our attention into here, you're placing your point of arrival either in Avarispree, Neftchala, or Lilith. It's one of those 3 places.
What?
That's where you're jumping
He
to.
says. Okay, that makes no sense. He said
What's
the general.
What's the bet? It's right in the middle. 0706.
Well, it's imprecise, but he's jumping right into the Nakchivan, the whatever it was called, Nakchivan space.
Yep.
Neptilian.
Neptilian.
Neptilian. Hey,
Yep.
is the general human? Is he one of them?
Yes,
You know,
he is human. No,
he
he's,
is? Okay.
he's not one of those weird ones, no.
Okay, so they're really taking the fight to the critters, I guess. So if that's where the general currently is and on maneuvers, then that's possible. So I tell the others about we're approximately going in there.
Mm-hmm.
They may have a stealth location between.
Oh, with a fuel dump. Okay, so they're dependent on big fuel dumps here. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just speculating, but
Yeah.
that
No,
would kind of.
it's a guess. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to be at Nifchala.
it was a secret. It was a secret roll, so I can't be sure. I say I can't be
Yeah.
sure, but it's pointing to this area.
Yep. Okay. So, boom, you come out. So, sensor sweep, please. Will, because you still are able to do that. You're able to pick up like stars and
Yeah.
things. So, after that,
Ooh.
okay, you locate yourself very, very quickly.
Where are we?
Yeah,
This hex?
804.
So I had the right idea, just the wrong location.
Mm-hmm.
They're in dead space.
What would be technically dead space? Okay. So, sort of tells you he needs to give off a certain code that, the usual military sort of thing. He sends that. He says that is there any way to automate the flight of the ship because you need to follow their directions precisely, and it's best if it's just automated, not using any humans. Humans can create error. Errors create what we call not being able to breathe because we're dead.
We'll try to listen to his instructions then.
Right out.
Yeah, we'll have to take the anti-hijack off because it will be.
You will. You can, Devon, you can basically sort of jig up your security measures around the computer and just allow control of the directional maneuver drives, and only those systems that needed to actually use those. If you want, you can do that. You need a roll though. Mantar?
What's that?
Basically, because you've got an increased firewall around the whole computer system, the automated system won't be allowed in. You either take the firewall down completely, or you can change it so that you give outside sources the ability to operate the maneuver drive and only that subset of systems. But you need
I'll
to
just
roll.
take it down.
Just take it right down?
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. It's down. Okay. The ship is underway. After about 6 hours, you're approached by 3 fancy-looking craft. Sort of a swoop wing sort of configuration. They have a large sort of canopy at the front, and then the body, the nose sort of swoops down from the body, and the wings sort of swoop down from the body. But basically, you get 3 of these. They're sort of that was just an indicator of where all the scouts had relocated to, Glenn, the circle.
Okay.
So these would be heavy, some sort of odd cross between a heavy bomber and a fighter. Not capable of jump, but capable of carrying large armament.
A fighter bomber.
Sort of like, yeah. So these 3 ships are sort of, they're about 100 ton apiece. So your ship sort of feels a little bit small when it's surrounded by them, a little bit small. You're guided in. Pretty soon, there is a huge rock mass with starts to be defined. You can start seeing buildings and whole lights and things that guide you in, and pretty soon you're actually sitting inside the rock. The rock would be about 450 miles across, and your sensors would pick up as around about 600 in diameter. So sort of slightly egg-shaped, really, but equal. Not like an egg is slightly more pointed at one end, but sort of equal. The ship is docked. You get like some people on the screen asking for you to open up your door. There's an escort waiting for you. Who do you wish to leave on board, and who is going to go with you, Tacoma?
I think it's Devon's down board with the
Right.
with the thing suit.
Yep, the battle suit.
Well, yeah.
We'll leave Samuel's aboard.
Yep. Are you leaving anyone aboard with the code?
I guess I could stay unless Weaver you want to stay.
We've got extra characters. If all the players want to go, we've got plenty.
Well, no,
characters.
he's talking about the code, the boom code,
the explosion code. But at the moment, the captain's the only one with it. So is anyone who's staying behind going to get the code off you?
The Shazam code. So
The Shazam code.
Or the Shabam code.
Yeah.
Shabam!
I think it,
So, really, Weaver, do you want to go or do you want to stay?
I would go. But
I'll stay.
Yeah,
I'll stay
and don't
back.
forget.
I think you should go. I think maybe you could leave the code with Dane or with somebody or with Lance, and I don't mind one of mine. Yeah,
is Dane with us?
Well, the reason why I'm speaking to Weaver because Weaver is first officer. That's why.
Yeah, of course.
Like he's like if one of us goes down, usually the other one's the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to wear my tie again. Let's see. The bunny goes around the tree and into the hole.
Yeah, I'll give the code to Samuel because he's the engineer.
You realize he's the one that doesn't want to blow the. Just saying.
You can pass it to me.
You want to blow it up.
Yeah. No, if he needs to, he will blow it up. He's got no worries about that.
You know, we'll give to Samuel because we don't want to blow it up. But
no, okay.
I think I know what it is anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a big giant suit.
Yeah.
So
if Devon needs to, he can try to crack it anyway.
Is the demolition code surprise, surprise, surprise?
Holy moly. Okay,
Yeah,
radio. So Samuels and Devon are staying back on board, is that correct?
Devon.
Devon? Yep.
I'm staying behind. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's any troubles, Devon, you know what to do.
well, and
Kill
like I
everything.
was saying,
Right.
we've got plenty of characters to pass around if the players want to play a different character.
You've only
the
got
way
Dane,
mission.
because remember this is a smaller ship.
Oh, thought we had Jerry and Dane.
Yeah, Jerry and Dane. Sorry, yeah. But
So
as
we got-
NPCs, the ship only has Dane because it's a smaller ship. You lost all the other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go.
Fine.
Okay, so we'll leave Dane the medic on board ship. Then you've got 3 on the ship and the rest of you are away. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless
So-
somebody wants to play Dane and come on the trip. Just giving everybody a chance to play.
Yep.
So speak up now. Speak up now if you want to go on
No,
the
I'm
mission
happy with.
with
I'm happy
another
with-
with an NPC.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They don't seem to balk at you guys walking out with any armament yourself. There are people
hold
walking
on.
all over the place with armament.
Hold on, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, never mind. No, nothing.
Okay. So the general leads you down to, you've got an escort of 4 people in similar tech to the general. And although there is insignias are different, and whereas his is a sort of a light blue, theirs is a sort of a dull grey colour on their suit. Anyway, you're taken to a room where you're offered just the usual amenities, but obviously you guys want to get on with things, I guess. So the general is going to stay with you, so unless you want him to leave.
No, we want him to
No.
stay.
Yep.
No, basically, he's our hostage.
Yep. He said, I thought that would be what you
But
wanted.
he's our liaison.
Yep.
Slash liaison.
More importantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, after a
And
short while.
And this is where we find out he's just a lieutenant.
No, he's a general. After a short while, a gentleman comes in. He's wearing sort of a blue and that dull grey sort of suit. And he's sort of just leaving some more food and setting the place up. And then he goes out, doesn't really talk to you. He acknowledges the general, but that's about it. The general sits here smiling. Well, not smiling, because that would be creepy and like, oh, what's going on? But just, comfortable. And so you're waiting, and 5 minutes turns into 10, 10 into 15.
Yeah, I know this.
God, this is so rude.
Yeah, and the 15 turns into half an hour, and eventually a person walks in. You can see that he is on either side of them. He's got some more of these people in the dull grey outfit, although they have a slightly different insignia, and they do have some bigger weapons. Sort of looks like it could be slung on their right, on the back of their right sort of shoulder blade, sort of thing. Not sure. Anyway, this guy walks in. He's in a full suit, faces down, all that sort of stuff. And then the general jumps up and salutes him. And then the guy sort of touches something. You can see him touch something on his glove, and the face, as you know, the dermal plating sort of stuff goes click, 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 and it just comes away, and pretty soon his helmet's disappeared into the back of his suit. And there's an older gentleman there, grey hair, and He just greets you to Central Intelligence. Says that he's not one for titles, though everyone around here refers to him as the Grand Admiral. You can just call him Keller.
Right. Okay.
So he says, and he turns to you, Tacoma, says, so, Captain Tacoma, you were willing to meet with me. Thank you. Your information was sent to me a little before you arrived, obviously by another ship. So you have a hop drive.
Correct.
You'd be willing to share information about this hop drive? What would you want in return?
Honestly, well,
Well,
we need informations on these
Chimeras.
Yeah, chimeras,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a possible alliance.
Mm-hmm. Be more than happy with a possible alliance. So he says, where do you want to start? He just sits down, grabs some of the food that was left, tells the general to go get him a drink. The general goes over and goes to a wall, touches the wall panel, the panel slides, and there's all these drinks and stuff. And he starts, obviously knows what the general wants, the Grand General wants.
Well, why don't we start with the chimeras?
Mm-hmm. What do you want to know?
What are they?
What are they? They're an alien race that we thought we'd dealt with almost over 150 years ago. That was a battle. Yeah, at the time we didn't know exactly what we were dealing with. Later we found out that they were able to infiltrate at the core of the star sector. And although a mission had been sent to send them a message, unfortunately the message got there a bit late. Some of their advanced forces had been able to infiltrate, and it basically spread out, and he sort of pushes some things on his glove thing and waves his hand, and you see a star sector come up, and so he's sort of like, showing you around bits and pieces. So he centers on is that the one? Am I doing the right thing? I think I am. Baku down there. Is it control? No, it's not. It must
I think
be.
it's shift.
Yeah, I've got
It's
shift.
shift
There we
or
go.
alt.
Yep. Baku. So they first invaded Baku over. We can't tell exactly when, but however, we've had different agencies investigating them. They struck at the core of our, shall we say, secret operatives, and they were more cunning than we realized. And basically, they have, and he sort of moves the map out a little bit, and he sort of draws a rough. I'm just going to do that now as soon as my computer cooperates with me.
He's basically pointing to those dead stars, right?
No.
Let him work.
That basically the space that they control now is boom. All of that space, and so basically anything their technological base, is based around 2 jump. So anything within a 2 jump they can control.
Yeah, and I take it you were the guys who were destroying stars.
It was successful, we thought, initially at Basso, which is where one set of operatives actually managed to ignite a star trigger. So we decided that we would take out 2 stars at Hota and Urea to create the wall, basically.
Yeah. Just out of game.
Hmm.
What stars do we know that's been taken out?
Those are the two. Those two. Basso.
I
was
thought there were
taken out a
more.
while ago. No, just 3. The planet Gooba has been taken out.
Oh,
Yeah, but they've taken out the star system. They artificially ignited them, novaed them.
Wait, where's the third star system that's been taken out?
Basso, right down the bottom. That was the one that you guys
Oh,
did
yeah,
in the original game.
got it.
Yep. So basically, that's the space they can control, and it's actually not the main force. The main force was actually killed or held back, but we believe, they've been able to take over this space. So what you're looking at is creatures that are some sort of odd hybrid. They infected all sorts of animals. They worked out that the sentient races were the high level ones, so they then targeted them. And some they're dormant and some they don't affect. In humans, they went through several different evolutionary phases. There were the mindless ghouls. The second generation were the chimera, and since then we believe the chimera, and we don't even know if it's first generation or successive generations, they seem to be able to have long lives if you can't get rid of them quickly. The first generation chimeras have been experimenting on all of the people that they've captured to create whatever their alien race is. We have some information that it's some sort of plant animal hybrid. We heard that at one stage they were able to activate the Stargate at Baku. We have reports that they managed to destroy Gooba, but that some of our hidden operatives up there managing the system as best they can. As far as we're aware, there's been no further infection. That's what we're facing, gentlemen. These creatures are resilient to toxins. They're resilient to non-corrosive chemicals, radiation, unless you're talking about the initial flame heat wave. Radiation doesn't seem to really affect them apart from mutate them further. It's either get them in there with a knife or a gun and blow them to enough small pieces that they can't survive or regenerate from. Yeah, a simple blow to the whatever they call a heart or a brain, and we haven't really worked out where their central nervous system is, or even if they have a heart. But yeah, you can't kill them by just taking that part of the body out. You really have to viscerate them, and they're tough. And
you basically have to atomize them.
Yeah, explosive usually work pretty well. Big guns work okay in a pinch. Yeah, anything under an ACR really, a laser works exceptionally well. Plasma guns work okay. We have had some success with some experimental sonic weapons. Our R&D have come up with some weapons that, well, we've used flamethrowers very effectively until they became mutated, so they became resistant to the flames. to actually get to the bits that are flammable. It really depends on what planet you're on and which area you're on. We do know they can survive in space for a limited amount of time, providing they can receive sunlight, which is why we've chosen this space. There is no sunlight, or there is not enough sunlight should they get here for them to be active in space. They will go dormant, and then it's up to us to capture them all and destroy them. Yeah, that's what we know about them. Now, gentlemen, I've been pretty much upfront with you and our state. We need information on your drives because we need to drive deep within the territory to try to get to what we consider the home world, the hive, the home hive, Baku. If we can take out the elders or whatever they call themselves, we might have a chance at destroying their lines of communication and being able to eventually wipe them back out and clear up the place. Our plan B is to gather enough resources and create more Star Triggers, because we can't let this infection go any further. And our resources are running low.
Do we have basic schematics of the engine?
You would have some stuff in the headers that would give them some bits and pieces, yeah.
Yeah, we'll give them basic stuff.
Yep. Rightio, thank you. If one of your technicians wants to talk to one of my technicians.
Is there anything else you guys need?
Know any good fighters? We could always use some good scrappers.
Well, we've never fought, have we? Right?
Well, you're all mercs.
Yeah.
Some of you are mercs.
We go all right.
Well, would you be prepared to go into a fight? Can't promise anything but a bit of glory.
Well, we did take a job. We did not take a job. We did volunteer to come into a dead sector.
She's very alive. Unfortunately, it's alive with bugs.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
by the way, no, I also want to mention the micro aliens at noon. I want to give them information about them to see if do these have anything to do with the Chimerans.
It's all possible. He doesn't know. But Neon is really far away from the quarantine zone. So if they're there, he's really worried. So if you give him the information, he'll say he's not aware, but he'll be sending a team out there to investigate straight away.
I'll also inform them that it's airborne, so be careful about entering.
Yep, so you give him the information. So he just sort of talks, says, "Oh, did you hear all that?" And you get a voice that's just in the room. It's sort of a male voice. Certainly, Keller. Yes, I'll send someone to it right away. Rightio.
Have you ever managed to dissect one or capture a living specimen?
God, why we want to do that? But yes. Yep, but it cost us a lot. And you hear that voice in the room chuckle a bit. It's not that bad. Anyway, sis. Yes.
That was what one of our missions was to capture one alive and bring it back for study.
Why the hell would you want to do that? If that thing gets out or manages to start, it only has to reinfect one person and then you're gone. That's it. That's the Imperium wiped out.
We didn't know that much about this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we are given orders.
Well, you can follow your orders, but I tell you, it's a suicide run. I suppose they gave you some sort of fancy isolation unit?
Did they? Okay,
Yeah, they did.
yeah.
You gave your fancy isolation pod.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course, and of course, it's guaranteed to work. He says.
Well, we don't know.
I got questions about that.
Yeah. Well, he says, look, how about this? You come on a mission with us, and you see these things up front, and then you decide whether you want to take that back to the Imperium.
Or you give us your data on what you found on the living specimen.
No problem.
It probably includes a training film about the average chimera is still 96% operational if you shoot its leg off.
Yeah.
Go for the body.
Yeah. Well, basically, yeah, take the torso out is the first thing because everything's connected to that. And it's quite possible that it can grow back from a limb, the whole thing. So you do tend to have to really obliterate these things to actually make sure nothing actually comes back.
So, out of character, just out of, do we want to go do the fun thing and go with them, or do we want to do the boring thing and go back and give them the information until we're able to get off these guys?
Do you want to know more?
Yeah, I was joking. I was gonna joke that it seems a little boring to just capture the specimen and carry it and watch it dimple and crease the metal containment unit for 3 weeks.
They've already done what we want. Like they've given us what we're probably going to find out anyway if we do get this thing. So do we want to do the boring thing and just take it back and get the money, or do we want to do the fun thing and just join up with these guys?
We weren't given a particular time frame to get back, were we? No.
Nope. And it's a corporation.
Yeah, corporation, double cross, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a Navy mercenary from the beginning, so of course I'd be interested in an unfair fight, whereas I got the ammo and the critters don't. I'd be interested.
Well, guys, are we gonna do the fun thing? Because that's what I want to do.
Yep, I'm down.
Well, I think the pilot and first mate can sway everybody else to actually have some interesting life.
I don't think you have to do that for Devon. Devon's going to be a... Give me a gun.
We're speaking out of character here.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Will Weaver would be in favor. I'll just say that.
I'm seeing at least 3 out of 5. So, yep, let's go, dude. You'll turn him. Well, what do you want us to do?
Well, since we don't have a ship like yours right now, we'll want to do a... does your ship take standard time to refuel and turn around sort of stuff? Does it have that sort of turnaround time?
I think it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Well, the same as any
he says, what's the extent of your range of your jump?
We said it was 10, right?
10. 10, he
10
says.
parsecs.
My God. You're hearing that, Arl, he says, and the voice says, ooh, that sounds interesting. I'm getting the data right now. Which is interesting because you guys haven't actually sent anyone to get the data, so how it's getting the data right now, you're not sure.
Yeah.
And Kala sort of, closes his eyes going, oh, don't tell them that you've got the data right now. She says, sorry, he's a little bit over...
What, do we see these people, or are they hidden behind a...
No, he's there. The guy, Kala's there. The voice is just in the room. And the general's there.
Wait, the voice is in the room?
Yeah, the voice, the ARL voice is in the room.
Oh, it's an AI.
Well, he calls them ARL, yeah. Okay, so he just says, well, basically what we want to do is we actually want to jump into Lankara, which is way down here. Sorry, get the right button. Way down here, if you can see where my blue is. Yeah. They don't want to go straight to Baku right now, which is over there. They want to go to Lankaran. They want to do a recce to see exactly what's happened there because they can't. Because of the nature of Lankaran and the nature of the native species there, they believe they have a really good chance that that planet might not be infected. The Lankarans are a great bunch of big, huge, tall-looking rhinoceros-type guys who like to build and industrialize, and they pretty much killed off most of the native life on their planet in doing this. So since these things are like, and the atmosphere is polluted, it's dark, it's like doesn't get a lot of sunlight. So in all possibility, Lankaran is the perfect place to actually stage inside a military action, but they need to check it out first. They want to go in there and just verify the Lankaran is a safe place to start building up. And if they can jump in there from a distance, of course they're not going to get detected. So that's what he wants to do. Would you be up to it? It's a first of all, go in. We need people who can scout out the area. We need to get in, see if Lankaran is a safe place for us to set up our operations in, and then get the hell out of there. We're not going to involve contacting anyone major or sitting there for a long time making plans. If we can help it, we just want to get in and get out.
It's a good thing that we're good at exploration.
So he's happy to send along with you as many people as you can take on board the ship to help. He said he can, you've got a huge cargo hold, so he can fill that with a whole lot of soldiers in sleep, if that's what you want.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna have to do it.
Yep. He's aware that his ship has one spare bed. He's thinking of someone that he'd like to send with you to help you, if that's okay. I'll introduce you to him later on.
Be a female doctor.
No, it's a gentleman. A person who works with us to help us. He's on a little mission right now. So if you're happy with that, he just needs to organise. You talk amongst yourselves and come back with with an agreement or a yes or a no from everyone on board your ship, and he'll go from there. And he'll just start talking and making arrangements in case you say yes. So he says probably in a couple of days' time you'll be heading into Lankaran. Well, you'll be jumping to wherever you jump and then into Lankaran. He says. And he'll need to give you that person so that they can clear you through, because he's assuming that you'll jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, all the way to this place. What is it? Mallory. Over here. There's a Navy base. And then from Mallory down to Lankaran, which hopefully, if it's more than 10 jump, you're in big trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, Lankaran's a 7 jump from Mallory. So he says he says talk amongst yourself, decide what you need to do. He says if it's going to sweeten the deal, we're happy to sweeten the pot by giving you he says we'll give you, since you're helping us with the hop drive, we'll give you one of our battle suits each.
Ooh.
Cool. You only know how to use this thing?
Basically, he says we've made some design refinements. He says I'm sitting in one right now. The general's wearing one right now.
Sweet.
You just need vac suit basically, and
yeah.
You've got it.
Well, this sounds like a pretty sweet deal.
He says, well, I'll let you gentlemen talk about it first, and you get back to me.
All right, guys, we ready to go?
So you guys go back to the ship. There's in all the time that you've been away, Devon and Samuels, there's nothing's happened. No technicians come in.
No, they probably scanned it from the outside.
Okay, so you're there, you're hooked up, you've got your life support and all that sort of stuff. You guys have got a day or two just to talk amongst yourselves and really nut out what you think you want to do. So everyone's present now, so everyone needs to say what they want, whether they want to do this job or whether they want to turn home and get the money with what you've got. But they wanted a live sample, the corporation.
Let's screw them. Let's go do this. This is fun.
Yeah, I mean, from a game standpoint, I'm good with whatever. I'm not sure our character.
Yeah, what would Sergeant Lance like to do?
I don't know. It's kind of cheesy to screw the company out of this big ship that we got and run off with
we
it.
can return it. We can return
Yeah.
the ship, you know.
I mean, what
Well,
we got
guys, remember, we still
lost in
haven't
space.
found one of these things, so we're still technically on the search for one of them.
And that was my question: is what does the corporation that hired us want?
They want
that's it.
one of the alien creatures alive.
And they want they probably want as much information as we can possibly put together for them.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can do that, I mean, I think from a game standpoint, hooking up with these people for the time being is probably a good idea. We don't have a time frame of when we're supposed to be back, right?
No, they just said as soon as possible. They didn't say
Yeah.
or whatever.
They could send a kill code to explode our ship, and it would get to us in 60 years.
Well, you know, so we may want to find out, do they have a live one? If they do, then that makes our life much easier.
Yeah, he opens up a closet with a whole lot of bodies of these things wrapped up in plastic for dissection. So it's like for little high school frog dissection things in bags.
Yeah, they're stuffed in a really big jar.
Yeah, I don't think they have any. Like they've already said, no, it's fucking terrible.
Well,
We'd never put them out here.
You can still pursue that if you want to, because that might be a condition that you need to talk to them about of you being involved.
Yeah,
but, you know,
did we ask?
You can't. There's nothing going to happen if you ask.
No, we didn't.
Well, we mentioned it to him, and he said if you want to go look at him and first and then think about it, well, yeah. So I say we go down there, shoot some up, and take a look at them, and decide if we really want to try and pick one up afterwards.
Well, and there's also kind of the thing of, you know, what does our corporation really want with one of these live aliens anyway? I don't know. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my thoughts.
Okay. Megan? Okay. Anyone else?
Okay.
Menta?
Kill.
Menta, you want to say anything? No? If you are saying something, you've just muted yourself.
It's okay.
Yep. Anything you want to say to add to the group?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. So, as a group, you decided to do what?
Yo.
Good. And are there any conditions or questions you want to ask them first?
Was Tacoma still with us, or?
Yeah, you're all in your ship. You're on your ship when this happens.
Okay.
So did you want to ask them about your question? Do they have a live one?
Yeah, sure. I'll ask them.
Okay. Rightio. Yeah,
I was kind of expecting the captain to speak for all of us, but
yeah. Well, you could all be in the cockpit if you want, if that's okay.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So the admiral, the Grand Admiral's there, and says, "Okay, what decided?" And before you do that, you ask him the question. He says, "Well, I'd rather show you." So he says you can take a you can take a recorded video feed. He starts playing a recorded video feed. You're in a lab. This thing is basically strapped down. There's all sorts of armament pointed at the bloody thing. It's not the same as the one that you've been shown. Just let me try to find it. This is really good. I do love this. Okay, it'll do. So this is the one that's on the table, so to speak. It's just loading it into the system. Of course, it's got no clothes on. And so it sort of vaguely resembles it, but it has this weird stuff. So it doesn't have the clothes, but everything else is sort of there. If you can see that picture.
There.
Yep. And it's as far as you can see, it's held down. There's a gentleman there. He's got a helmet on. That's got a umbilical cord up to the roof. That's moving around with him. He's in a lab's coat, sort of thing, with gloves and shield and all that sort of stuff. There's various armament pointed at this thing, and he's trying all sorts of things. He's opened the skin, it heals back. He's injecting it with various things, and he's just recording. You can hear record stuff. So you sort of see this for about 5-10 minutes, and the guy says, "So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just fast forward towards the end if you don't mind, because this little investigation of Alec lasted for about 3 hours." And so he gets to the time reading sort of date stamp sort of says 2:57. And in this time, one of the limbs has been dissected off the creature. It's been placed on one side. The thing seems to have, I wouldn't say bled, because it's more clear sort of plasma. It's sort of healed over, and you can already see it starting to sort of bud and sprout a new leg. There's lots of noise, and then all of a sudden, what happens is things just, closest thing to be spores, I guess, pop out of this creature and just hit the scientist, who starts to writhe around in pain. While that's happening, and the lasers are starting to fire off, this thing gets off the table and it starts to rend the scientist to pieces. It's been shot to bits as it's happening, but it just keeps on going, until it's obvious that the scientist is disembodied. Part of his guts is hanging out. He doesn't have the lower part of his body. One of his arms 15 feet away from him. It's all very graphic. And eventually this thing is literally cut into small pieces, and the lasers are continuing to fire to cut it smaller and smaller, sort of thing, to atomize it. He says, so that's what you're looking at.
Nasty.
Now, my friend tried to kill it with all sorts of things. He tried to do all sorts of things to it. These things are highly resistant. If you cannot contain one, and we thought we had a pretty good containment, if you can't contain one, you're in big trouble. My friend died, well, sort of, as a result of that little experiment.
Well, so we found that, acid works on the little
Yep.
spores.
Yep. Anything that can, anything that can work. We've tried, we'll use a bit of science section term, molecular acid works very well, even better. But the problem is, how do you contain it apart from in a magnetic field? And that's quite power hungry.
Okay.
Yeah. So we haven't been able to weaponize that sort of thing at the moment. Plasma and flame seem to be great, sort of large area initial sort of things, but they eventually adapt to that. There's no easy one particular way. Apart, he says, apart from destroying the sun that the planet revolves around. Take the sun away, they seem to die. If they survive the nova of the planet, of the star.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, so I guess Dane or Lance or whoever that's there will describe the containment system that we were given, that we have on board the ship.
So he says, grossly underpowered. Should that thing, and it should be pretty easy for it to break the restraints, it will break out of that containment field. Even in suspended animation, it will still be active.
Right, all right, guys, scrap it.
That's why we had the lasers there, to cut it to pieces, because that's the only way we knew that we could actually destroy it.
Okay.
All right, so this containment field's taking up space. Let's scrap it then.
That's kind of burning your bridge there. Do you really want to do that? We might do it later.
Well, it's useless now.
Well, and yeah, I mean, it occurs to me that maybe our mission is really not a very good mission for us to be on to begin with, but because I've kind of had in the back of my mind. So we're going to capture a live one of these, take it back to Imperial space, and hope to God that it doesn't get loose and spawn and actually destroy the Imperium. So, yeah, maybe our initial mission is really kind of crap.
Yeah, and plus, what's a mega credit anyway?
It looks to me like we wouldn't be able to complete the mission even if we tried. It would break out before we got back.
So yeah, and maybe it's really worth more to have like a whole system of, highly competent and deadly scouts that we can form an alliance with and destroy the aliens rather than bringing one back, so that the corporation can, do with it, with things that are potentially dangerous, which is basically misuse it. But
weaponize it.
Weaponize it. So yeah, I'm all for. I'm not sure I'm ready to steal the ship at this point, but I think maybe we ought to. I think we have an opportunity to come back with something more valuable than a living alien. Something certainly more useful. Yeah. So Captain Tacoma, I think we sign on for whatever at this point. Because honestly, these people feel a little more competent to me than the Imperium
our
does.
evil corporation patrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already there.
Cool. Okay then. Okay, so the Grand Admiral will start the ball rolling with stuff. He first of all needs you guys to be trained in the equipment that you're going to be given. So he understands you are not in his army, but that you are a special liaison Imperial unit that is willing to take on this mission with the support of the Colonial Army. And you'll be treated as such, so you'll be outside of their command system, but he does suggest that you consider following the commands because they will usually be in your own best interest. So you go and get what's called fitted. Basically, there's a whole lot of techies. They, there's no suits to be seen, but there is a collar, and basically there's a collar that fits around your neck, one that fits around your wrists, or two, sorry, and two that fit around. And basically, when they sort of activate them, they explain that they are now coded to your DNA. They'll only work for your DNA. So it sort of works. Everyone has their own activating sequence. What do you want to do? And basically, it's exactly like you see in all the sci-fi or the superhero things. The armor grows out of these things.
Yep.
So
and then our heads get chopped off.
Yep, that's the effect of it. You are given these suits, and all these suits are a dull green color. There are no other markings on it apart from the dull green color. The other thing is that the techies sort of rattle off some stuff. So you'll find that once the suit has been deployed, that you'll be able to use the suits to fly in an atmosphere or in space for a limited amount of time, up to about 2 hours. In an atmosphere, the top speed is 100 miles an hour. It doesn't have a grav belt to assist it. We just have that system in it. It's usually used for if we need to drop people out from space onto a planet, and then they have enough reserves to actually, if they survive the encounter, be able to fly back up to the mothership, is its basic purpose, but it can be used for other things. Obviously, it operates like battle armor, and it's a combat suit. It increases your strength by 2. What it will also do is times 2, sorry. It increases your endurance by 2 for the purposes of combat blows. So you can do an extra 2 combat blows in the suit. They come with, so then there's various packages that get fitted that are integrated onto the suit. So you guys are all fitted with a small blah 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 blah. Hang on, where is it? I need my.
What's a blah 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 blah?
Yeah, just trying to get to it. So you're fitted with FGMP 14s, but they are highly miniaturized. They basically attach to the back, and it was like what those guys you saw with the Admiral had. And there are no moving parts. They move with the armor. So you explained that the armor is based on nanotech, and it does it all by itself. So the FGMP has, I think it's 50 shots before it needs to be recharged. You'll see on your left and your right, you've got things that can turn lights on. You've got a heads-up display in your left forearm. There is a small high explosive grenade launcher that fires heap, and that has a cartridge of 10 in that. Your right arm can also serve as a small flamethrower, which has enough ammunition in it for 40 blasts, basically. And that's your combat suit, your battle dress. The communication is a continental long range. Obviously, it needs to be communicator in it. Yeah, that's it. The boots, when deployed, are magnetic, so you can walk on the outside skin of a ship if you need to, or hang upside down off a bridge if it's metal, and it's magnetic metal. All that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's the combat suit that you've got. So the only thing they need to check on is everyone's dexterity. Does anyone have a 7 or less dexterity?
Let's see.
No, I'm on an 8.
Oh. If anyone's got a 10 or greater dexterity.
Let's see. Strength,
Don't we have
dex,
someone on
endurance.
check?
Okay,
I've got
so,
an.
okay,
I've got
so
an.
basically, yeah, so that's
I've
basically
got
a +1 on your to hit with the FGMP.
So I think
And
Lance has
I'm
a
basically
P.
treating the flamethrower as a even wider dispersal shotgun. But the effect, instead of a solid slug, is flame, obviously. Yeah, so that's they're pretty much the same shotguns, just transfer the name to flamethrower. And instead of hitting 3 people either side of the initial target, you can hit a total of 5 people, so 2 either side of the initial. But the damage is half from the main person. But it's the same damage as a shotgun. It's just flame. And you've got heat grenade, as I said. That's about it pretty much. That's your suit. Yep. But it's much smaller than what you see, what you know. It's roughly the size of your ACR. Highly miniaturized. The suit also will recycle waste. It'll recycle, so you can wear the suit. It's got enough life support for. Sorry.
Ooh.
Yep. It basically can extend life support to 18 hours in the suit.
Wow. Okay.
So it's yeah, but you don't want to know how it does that. You won't feel a thing, but you don't want to know how it does.
As long as we don't have to feed it.
No, you don't have to feed it. No. So you just need these rings on, and you're good to go.
Right.
Controls temperature, extremes, all that sort of stuff. So
if we find ourselves in a situation where the air is lost, it will automatically activate, no doubt.
As long as you do your activation thingy.
Oh, you have to do it. Okay, cool.
Yep, you set your own activation thingy, whether that's a nod or whether that's a whatever, to activate it.
Nod or a wink.
Yep. Once it's activated, you can only deactivate it by touching like some stuff on your gloves, and like your glove is like in your palm of your hand. You got 4 buttons where one might be to open up communication, one might be to activate the FGMP, or activate the flamethrower, or do something else. So you've got 8 of these buttons on your hand, so to speak, that you just sort of touch with your fingers, and it does things. So one of them would be to turn the suit off, or whatever, turn parts of the suit off, whatever you want. You can customize.
All right. Well, cool. So where do we go from here?
So basically, you're going to meet up with your liaison officer, really, if you want. So the general says he doesn't actually hold any rank in the army, although he's affiliated with the army. He supported the army. He actually financially has supported the army in its efforts a lot over the last 100-odd years. So he introduces you. This is the CEO of Jupiter Enterprises. His name is Victor. I can't remember Victor's last name, but anyway, Victor. And you see a man there, middle-aged, slight bit of grey in his.
So this is the same Jupiter. This is the same Jupiter Enterprises that we knew, that our characters didn't know, but our players knew from previous. And it's
well,
how
who
many
do you think
years
Arl
off?
is, and who do you think Keller is?
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is it, Victor? I just want to know what Victor's name is. I'm only going to go by his first name. Oh, Victor Kashimas. Victor Kashimash is his name.
How do you spell that?
KashishIimas. Victor Anatoly Kashimas. Yeah. Right. Okay. And I think that might be a really good place to finish it, because then you might want to ask some questions and stuff and move on to the. It's already 6. Oh well, we've already had 3 hours. That might be enough for everyone. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm yawning. He's yawning.
I'm starting to get blotto really bad. Probably. I mean, if you can write up the specs on this suit, that might be kind of cool to put in the notes somewhere for us, so that we can look at that without having to write it down. That was an awful lot of information.
I'll put it in the Google community, if that's okay, guys.